Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another week, another edition of the PiGosaur Monday number 25, your weekly dose of PiGosaur action. I'm, of course, your host, VIP. With me, I'm joined by these amazing players, by the people in the chat, and by my plushies as well. Welcome, one and all, to our first broadcast of the morning. Bright and early, and too early for puns. I was looking at the chat. I made the mistake of looking at the chat, papi. But good to see you all. Good to see you all. Baby Lings, Psycons, Istan as well. Setsuna, Noam Chomsky, and many others. Welcome, one and all. Bienvenidos, buenos días. As we are jumping into our first series, we're jumping into our first ZVZ, and spawning in the top right hand corner of a kill switch, we have our American Zerg player, the orange Zerg for Team Born Gosu. It is Hunted Swarm. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Zerg player. It is Zerg Tannis, the Australian Zerg. Let's go. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we jump into our matches. We jump into Kill Switch. Oh my god. Exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the bracket yourself. The bracket is currently live. The bracket is stacked. We'll be going over the bracket after this series. Initially though, welcome one and all to Kill Switch. It has been a couple of weeks since we've featured this map. Kill Switch, of course, we did feature during the TLMC events, during the TLMC 20 broadcast that we did have over the course of the initial TLMC run, and Kill Switch was a relatively popular map as well. Has some unique quirks though. As you can see, it has some unique quirks. We have mineral patches here outside of the natural. We have a tower that you can knock down as well to destroy these patches or to wall this area off, but you do have to mine through these patches to get the safer third base location. You can expand forward, you can expand towards your opponent, but the space is more exposed, the space is more vulnerable. We have seen a lot of players struggle to defend these locations, so that is another path you can go for. Likewise, in the main base, we have slow zones coming into the main. We have Delnaga Tower inside the main base as well. We have to break through these rocks or mine through these minerals. We have gold minerals coming into the main. There's so much going on. There's slow zones, Delnagas, mineral patches, destructible towers. We got slow zones in the middle that are also destructible as well, because you can knock down these towers to destroy the slow zone. There's a lot. Which is what I appreciate. I do appreciate how much is going on here on Kill Switch. Likewise, also a very large area behind the natural mineral line, so any kind of Banshee harass or BC harass or any harass whatsoever in the mineral line can be punished even harder because there's just so much room in the natural. Same in the main base as well, as there's no dead space back here, so there's a lot to indulge in. But for now, ZVZ. For now, you know, a lot of that is really going to be a factor here. ZVZ, we have our initial openers. Hatch. Oh, delayed gas here from Hunted Swarm, going for a very fast third base. Oh my god, gasless. Okay, gasless build here by Hunted Swarm. Very greedy build here from our orange Zerg player. Meanwhile, Zerg Tannis across the map going for a much more standard build, going to link speed, pulling out of gas. So a more standard opener here by Zerg Tannis. Unfortunately, gets supply block losing that first overlord, so a bit of a misrally here from Zerg Tannis is going to get supply block. That will slow him down, and that means that Hunted Swarm, he's getting away with this greed. Now, because gases are so late for Hunted Swarm, it is standard to skip link speed, and to go into roach play. If there it is, Roach Warren is on the way. So again, Hunted Swarm, this all makes sense. I will say this is very greedy, and typically this kind of build, you would get your third base denied. You will get your third base punished. Unfortunately, Zerg Tannis, he's not quite in the position to do so. Zerg Tannis, because of supply block, he's droning, he's throwing down his own Evo chambers, looks like he's going into his own roach play. This means that Hunted Swarm will get away with this greed. So coming into the early game, this is a better position for Hunted Swarm. He does get away with a lot of greed, he does get away with a lot of cutting corners, and there is no punish. We have a couple of lings that can be active, but these lings, they cannot really threaten the base. So this is a better position for Hunted Swarm. From here, he's building up his roaches. I don't see an Evo chamber, which is a little bit suspect. I would expect to see an Evo chamber here and +1 range or +1 carapace. I'd expect to see some upgrades. Without any upgrades, I'm tempted to say that this might be an all-in. This might be an all-in from Hunted Swarm. We'll see if he goes for a delayed Evo chamber, as I don't even see, okay, I was gonna say, I didn't even see a lair. Lair finally is on the way here for Hunted Swarm. A bit of a later lair, is what I will say. So later Lings, they do sub in, they confirm the roaches, they confirm the third base. Third base is late for Zergtanis as well. So again, this third base was after the Eva Chambers, after the Roach Horn. In this position, Zergtanis is strictly behind. He's behind when it comes to the Eva, when it comes to the third base timing, when it comes to the economy, when it comes to the upgrades as well. Yes, he got faster double Eva Chamber, but as you can see here, doesn't have the money for it. Doesn't have the money to actually invest in upgrades and make use of these Eva Chambers. So Zergtanis is falling behind here, and Hunted Swarm is looking solid, walling off here outside of his triangular third base, droning up, saturating, and now getting to later upgrades. But Hunted Swarm is looking quite solid overall here. Here we go. Likewise, Roach is going to be amassing. Hunted Swarm can try to hit a 1-1 timing. From here, Hunted Swarm should be free to just drone and saturate his third base. He knows that he's ahead. Now, it might be a little bit risky to drone up too hard just because you don't know if Zergtanis is going to all-in. All-in is going to be on the table here for Zergtanis. For now, though, Zergtanis is droning. He's droning up as well, saturating his bases. Hunted Swarm still enjoying a greater economy. Right now, the onus is on the orange Zerg player here to scout, to figure out what's going on, to make sure that he isn't being all-in. As right now, scouting is a little bit lackluster for both players. Both players are in the dark as to the economic game states here. Nice overlord spread here by Zergtanis. He has eyes on at least the main attack paths, that is true. His eyes on the attack paths. Zergtanis is droning, but Hunted Swarm is not. No drones for Hunted Swarm, and this is the kind of thing that Zergtanis needs to be aware of here, is just how safe is he really to drone up, because in the wrong moment in ZVZ, if you drone, you can die. Now thankfully for Zergtanis, Hunted Swarm, he's going for delayed droning and delayed saturation, and again he might not move out until he gets his upgrades. Link Scouts does get eyes on the Roach Ravager, and here comes the move out. Here comes the initial move out, and Zergtanis is not ready for this. Zergtanis is now massing up roaches, trying to build up. Alas, no Ravagers. And Hunted Swarm's moving in. He's moving in, the Ravagers are not ready! Yeah, they're not ready in time. And you can see here, the rush distance by ground is so short. You can see from third to third, there's one screen in between, if that. So very short rush distance by ground, especially if you expand towards your opponent, which both players did. And with that, Hunted Swarm just busts in. He just busts into the natural. The boys are being pulled. Roaches, they slip into every single base. The third, the natural, and the main. And from here, Zergtanis is being pulled apart. Picking up Queen, picking up Roaches. GG is called, and Hunted Swarm will take game number 1. Whew. GG. Hunted Swarm does take a lead here. Again, very greedy play by Hunted Swarm. As a reminder, Hunted Swarm, he went for a third hatchery without any gases. So very greedy build by Hunted Swarm. He got away with it. He was not punished by his opponent. Zergtanis did open up 2 base with a late third base. So Zergtanis did fall behind in the economy and had the option to all in, but chose not to. Chose to still expand, get into upgrades, drone up, and just did fall behind there. Did fall a couple of steps behind, and with that, GG. With that, that leads us into game number 2, and we'll see if we can bounce back, as game 2 is going to be on Sandworm. Let's go. Let us go. Just catching up in the chat. Just catching. Oh, Este Greenert. I believe Greenert is in the brackets? Question mark. Let me just double check. He should be, if he's not Funata Greenert. Hold on. Hold on. I don't see Greenert on the bracket. Este Greenert, what's going on? what's going on, Pappy? What's going on? Ay. Next time. As we're getting into game number 2 and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Sandworm, we have our American Zerg player, the orange Zerg representing ByuN, leading the series 1-0. It is Hunted Swarm. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the red Zerg player from the land of Australia. Down in the series, we'll see if you can bounce back, representing Team Armada Angels Armada. It is Zergtanis. Here we go. Hello. as Zertanus does move out across the map with a drone. Drone scouts are very unorthodox and very unusual in this matchup, so I'm assuming this is not going to be a scout. We're going gas first. Gas first opener out of Zertanus. Proxy hatchery as well. We're looking to cheese it up. And I would have loved this in the previous game just because of 100 Swarms build. For now, hatch pool. Hatch pool into another hatchery. Does 100 Swarm go for a fast third base? If so, he's going to be vulnerable to an all-in. So Tannis does take the gas geyser. From here, should be going for a spawning pool. It's going to be a late pool, so it's going to be gas hatch pool here from Zertanus. This does mean that he has access to, I guess, earlier ling speed in a way. But yeah, we'll see how this all comes together here. We're piecing it all together. Oh, meanwhile, Hunted Swarm. Hatch pool gas does not rush into the third base. Again, if Hunted Swarm did go for the same greedy build that we saw in game 1, then I can definitely see Hunted Swarm being punished. But here is playing a little bit safer. Does go for a later gas geyser into eventually ling speed as well. Not being as greedy this time. Not 2 games in a row, which I appreciate. I appreciate that he's playing with the series overall. Meanwhile, we can see Zertanus, he pulls out a gas, so it looks like only ling speed. So only ling speed, no banelings, no roaches. There we go. Pull is done. Ling speed should soon be on the way. Ling speed is in production. Queen's alongside it. 100 Swarm just does scout because of the creep. Yeah, you see, does spot the creep. He is aware. 100 Swarm does go for his third base on time, but for the most part should recognize, like, hold up, something's wrong. This creep doesn't quite make sense. Hopefully he realizes that that something is amiss. Ooh, as once again Overlord goes down. Zertanus does overextend with that Overlord, does cause a supply block. This will slow Zertanus down. We can try to spine rush the third, I suppose, but there are no drones, just lings. Yeah, just lings and queens. And now Hunter Swarm is aware. Now he is aware. I mean, I guess reinforcements are faster for Zertanus. I guess. True. I'm just trying to piece together, like, the purpose of this hatchery. And I guess the queen adds some DPS. The third base is going to be denied. Should be cancelled. Ooh, that's a kill. That's a kill, not a cancel. Okay. Nice pick off. Hunter Swarm walling up here back at home. Spine Crawlers, Eva Chambers. We should be seeing a Baneling Nest, but alas, no defensive Baneling Nest. Bold move. Meanwhile, ling speed is done. And at this point, I mean, it's all or nothing for Zertanus. Has to try to commit in. Does get a decent surround of these lings. Not bad. Yes, surrounds the lings. Going for the queen. Spine Crawler's almost done. The queen is going to be under fire. Say queen has arrived. The queen should go down, but ooh, lings, they back off. Lings, they back off for a time. This means that a transfuse might soon be available. Likewise, lings also amassing for a Hunted Swarm. And remember, the longer this goes on, the better it is for the orange Zerg. Like, we can start making more queens, more spine crawlers, a roach horn, a baneling nest. Start taking up. And unfortunately, there's no banelings for Zertanus. It does pull back into gas. Getting a macro hatchery? Okay. Okay. Getting a macro hatch. There's that defensive baneling nest for 100 Swarm. Lings a threat and a dive. Hunter Swarm doesn't have to be active like this, but as a result, he's going to get surrounded. He's going to get surrounded here. This is a decent trade for Zertanus. Picks up all these lings before the banelings are ready. So maybe the best trade that Zertanus could have hoped for. Takes down these lings. But the queen should be sturdy behind this. Oh, as long as it gets surrounded. Yeah, there we go. We have a transfuse. Transfuse pops off. As lings, they try to flood in, but again, there's plenty to defend. Plenty of queens, spine crawler. Hunted Swarm should hold here. And now he's got his Baneling Nest. Baneling Nest is now done, so we can now morph in defensive Banelings. Again, Hunter Swarm being a little bit proactive there, and that just has to calm down. There we go. Here come the Banelings. And this is the answer. This is the answer to the problem that is Zergtanus in this game. He's going for his own Baneling nest, but this is a late nest for Zergtanus. This was necessary earlier if you wanted to try to break this position. Was necessary earlier. Oh god! Queen gets surrounded. And the connections are going to be good enough. Lings, they try to bypass, but the Queens are in position. Nice wall. Banelings, they crash in, they shut down the Lings. And from here, Hunter Swarm, he does break through. He does break through the main army. Now he can counterattack across the map, gets surrounded on the Queen. Queen goes down. And here come the Banelings. Here comes the Swarm. The Hunted Swarm. Roxyatch goes down. And I appreciate the unique build here from Zergtanus. I appreciate it. Definitely looks like he can use some refinements. As I mentioned before, like, he was actually oversaturated in his main base. He could have stayed in gas and gone into earlier Banelings. And committed a little bit harder early on. And GG gets called. Banelings are denied. And Hunted Swarm will take the series 2-0. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Hunted Swarm will claim this series. Again, we saw two different sides here from Hunted Swarm. Game 1 being hyper greedy. Game 2 being more defensive. Did scout, was able to respond well enough. And respond in time to defend, to hold on. GG. GG, well played. Ooh, Hunted Swarm, he will claim the series. Shout out to Zergtanus, of course, for competing, for taking part. Do appreciate it. As we are going to be following Hunted Swarm into the next round. Let's go. Let us go. Exclamation mark be in the chat if you guys want to have a look at it yourselves. Oh. Okay, sorry, just messaging the players and settling on it. Just catching up in the chat. But yeah, the bracket is available. From the top, we have our #1 seed. We have herO. herO is the #1 seed of the tournament. He's waiting for the winner of Gorana, as well as Stek. Likewise, PSZ is up against. Oh, my apologies, Greenerts. I was phenomenal Greenert earlier. I didn't see him in the bracket. I'm blind, Papi. I'm blind. Aye. Yes, Greenert is in the bracket up against PSZ in the first round. Best of luck, best of luck. We have Epic. Epic takes down his opponent 2-0. We have Patches. Patches getting a walkover over Percival. Meanwhile, scrolling down, we have Hunted Swarm. As we see here, Hunted Swarm takes down Zergtanus up against SHIN in the next round in a ZVZ. Winner goes up against the winner of Mute and Bomyolja in that PvP. Best of luck. Scrolling down a little bit further here, we have ByuN. ByuN waiting for the winner of Dave, Testa, and Arkin. We have Rebellion versus OP Zesty in the first round. We have MaxPax up against Snow. We have Hapsaya up against MaxPax, of course, being the #2 seed of the tournament. MaxPax also the one to beat. Right now, the tournament is set for a MaxPax versus herO finals. We'll see if anyone can stop them. Hapsaya versus Ateshi, another PvP. Scrolling down, we have walkover. Geralt's not available here. Bit of a feels bad, man. Yeah, Geralt, I mean, he's a heavy hitter. He honestly, we've seen Geralt take maps off of MaxPax before. Like, I would say that he would have been able to pose a good threat there, but alas, unfortunately, there's a walkover. Nickrat also is a heavy hitter. We've also seen Nickrat defeat MaxPax before, but a Geralt versus Nickrat match would have been amazing. Would have been an amazing back and forth. Alas, Nickrat, he's going to be favored there. Best of luck to Nobret in that next round. We have Cure up against Mudkip Master, Pig up against Upper Tree, Bunny waiting for the winner of Velvet and Sunsig, and we have Bonan getting a walkover over Matt. A couple of walkovers, actually. No Percival, no Matt, no Geralt, so yeah, a couple of walkovers here and there. It's a little bit unfortunate, but regardless, the event is unfolding. We're getting through, and again, we have a next series. We have a next series. It is going to be SHIN and Hunted Swarm up next. Walkover, yeah. Unfortunately, unfortunately there were some walkovers, but regardless, shout out to Patches, big shout out, as he's up against Epic in the next round. Meanwhile, we are getting our series ready. Man, beautiful. Okay, so Shin versus Hunted Swarm is going to be coming up next. We're going to be following that into Mute and Bomiaja, into the kind of like upper lower quarterfinals. Again, typically we try to stay centralized and we try to follow our players that we start with, so we're going to be sticking to this portion of the bracket at least for the time being. So best of luck to all the other players out there. Again, there's plenty of other coverage going on as well. I'm sure Steadfast is live, Dave Testa alongside some of the others. Pig, of course, Pig is going to be casting in English. We have Maple casting in English, so plenty of other coverage, plenty of other casters. They got you covered. They got you covered with some of the other matches. Otherwise, we are just going to be chilling here for a moment, and we're going to be settling in. Steadfast never cast PiGosaur anymore. Oh, never mind. Never mind. You'd think he would, just because it's the NA tournament, right? It's the NA Open Cup, so it makes sense for the NA casters. But yeah, never mind, never mind. So good. But for now, though, I guess we're going to be going on a short break. We're going to be going on a short break here, and when we return, we will have that ZVZ, that Shin versus Hunted Swarm. Just missing the players, letting them know. Until then, we're going to be going on a short break, so take this time to get some snacks, get some food, get some water, drain your disruptors, massage your marines, and we'll be back soon with the next round. See you soon. See you soon. Bye. See you soon. And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Whew, I hope you enjoyed that lovely brutal OSC as we have returned. We have returned with the round of 16 of the PiGosaur Monday number 25, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Perth. Oh, he's God damn it! I didn't even notice. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner. Oh no! Oh no! He's seen the light, I suppose. He's seen the darkness? What has he seen? I don't know. There's no coming back from this. I don't think there's a single Zerg player in Korea now that hasn't done this. Avoiding the mirror matchup, gonna be off racing as Protoss, usually a Zerg player, but never mind. Representing Diamond Gladiators, it is SHIN. Smurge, baby. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the American Zerg player, the orange Zerg representing PiGosaur. It is Hunted Swarm. Papi. Hatch pool opener here by Hunted Swarm, delayed gases, bear that in mind. But SHIN, yes, so we have seen Solar and Dark, and now SHIN as well switch to Protoss instead of playing ZVZs. Now there is a bit of a skill disparity between SHIN and Hunted Swarm, so that might play into a factor as to why SHIN is playing Protoss. I will for now kind of like reserve judgment until we see SHIN play against, I don't know, like a Solar or like a Rogue again. And then we'll see if SHIN plays Protoss. Oh god, SHIN, you were the chosen one, Pappy. You were supposed to rise up and take the mantle when Dark retired. It was meant to be you, SHIN. It was meant to Smurge. My heart bleeds. My heart bleeds. Not like this. He's seen the future. Well, future is Terran, so I don't know if he's seen the future yet. We'll see. For now, though, we're settling in. It is going to be Gate Expand or Gate Cyberx. Sorry, Gate Expand Cybercore here from SHIN. So standard opener from our Protoss player. And likewise, we do see Hunted Swarm just going for a delayed gas instead into his own third expansion. So we're settling in, nothing too crazy, nothing too cheeky, just a little bit of variation here in the early game. Outside of that, we are settling in. Oh boy. I can't stop staring at SHIN's betrayal. Oh no. How could you, SHIN? How could you? feels bad, man. Feels bad. Like SHIN, he was the one. He was he was the only Zerg player that didn't switch to Protoss. Like Raynor plays Protoss, Cero plays Protoss. I guess maybe Lambo. I guess like Lambo and a laser. I mean, a laser plays AoE4 now. I mean, true. As the Adept is wreaking havoc. The Adept does get 3 drone kills so far. Gets 3, gets 4. 4 workers go down. Getting up to 5. Yeah, 5 drones. He's not stopping. He's not stopping. Someone stop this man. Someone stop these Adepts. SHIN, leave him alone. He's one of your own, Pappy. He's one of you. You're killing him. 6 drone kills early on. That is brutal damage. That is brutal damage here. 6 drones for 2 Adepts. That is an amazing start here for SHIN. From here, SHIN can tech up. It is going to be a Stargate opener into Oracle. Oracle is moving out across the map. SHIN from here will expand and get a 3rd base. And we'll see if Hunted Swarm can minimize losses. Back across the map, Spore is ready in the main. Spore is not ready in the natural base, so the natural is exposed. SHIN checking his vision. He did spot the Spore being built and is aware that is in position. Oracle is forced back. Whew, okay, so far so good. Oracle gets zoned away. Hunter Swarm does throw down a Roach Warren at the natural. Roach Warren into Evo Chamber. From here, SHIN does pull back. And we have that follow-up. It is going to be a pretty early Twilight Council. Okay, so if this was any other Protoss player, I would assume Glaives. This is an early enough Twilight Council before the 3rd base where I would assume Glaive Adepts here. herO is fond of going into Blink from this position into a 3 base all-in. Oh, and Blink is on the way. Okay, SHIN taking notes from herO. Now, important to take notes. No Forge. There is no Forge. There is no +1. This is going to be a really early Twilight Council into Blink with a couple of gateways. This may lead into an 8-gate setup with a proxy gateway. No gases at the 3rd base into 3 base all in. That's what I'm leaning towards because this is, again, just insanely fast Blink. And here comes that gateway explosion. For now, getting up to 6 gateways, but I'm expecting more. Speaking of more gates, yep, we're going for the proxy gate. So if we set up a pylon here, this should be a 3 base all in. Show us what you got, SHIN. Show us what you got. Has Oracle's A poke forward. SHIN, he does confirm no saturation. He just saw 0 drones here at the third base. I was focusing a lot on SHIN's build. Really, I should be focusing on Hunted Swarm, because Hunted Swarm, he's going for a 2-base all-in. Hunted Swarm, he is not droning up his natural. He is cutting workers at 40. That is less than 2-base saturation. Oh god, SHIN, calm down. As SHIN, he does patrol over the base, throws away one of his oracles, but again, it's a 2-base all-in. 2-base all-in at a Hunted Swarm. SHIN, once he realizes this, what does he do? He pulls away. He throws down the pylon, yes, but he does not throw down any gateways. He's warping and stalkers back at home. SHIN, he's going to have to be the defender instead. Speaking of defending, here comes the all-in. So Hunted Swarm, he has beaten SHIN to the all-in, but SHIN is in a better position. He has better saturation. He has, I mean, a massive army. He's chasing down the Lings, chasing down the Ravagers. It's meant to be Hunted Swarm that's all in, but he's just being chased back. He's just being chased back. SHIN just reinforces. Likewise, blinks forward, takes down the Ravagers, focuses down the Roaches, and Hunted Swarm's just getting picked apart at this point. He's getting picked apart. Lings, they come in to reinforce. While SHIN just collapses on the main army, does make away. And Hunted Swarm just can't keep up. Just cannot keep up. Not anymore. As we try to collapse on the army, we're down to 2 roaches, down to 1, down to 0. 0 roaches left. The Lings are falling one after the other. And SHIN has done it. SHIN, he has broken the back of Hunted Swarm. Hunted Swarm just trickling in with a couple of roaches here and there, but again, he just cannot keep up. GG, well played, and SHIN will take game number 1. GG. SHIN, he will take a lead in the series. Hold on, I gotta message him. Okay, gotta message him. As we're getting into game 2, and we'll see if Hunted Swarm can bounce back. See if he can bounce back. I was like, I asked SHIN, I was like, hold on. I asked SHIN, no Zerg, and he's like, ZZZ, Zerg trash. Ah, true. Smoge, pappy, smoge. Here we go, we're getting into game number 2, and game 2 is going to be on Talisman. Let's go. Ah. I know that SHIN, he was upset with Rex during the Rex March Madness when Rex did throw him in the group full of Terran players. And now he's just forced the Protoss out of him. And here we go, spawning in the top right hand corner of Talisman. We have our South Korean Protoss player. I mean, usually Zerg, but you know, now maybe main racing Protoss. Kappa. Leading the series 1-0 for Gaming Gladiators. It is SHIN. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have his opposing American Zerg player, the Orange Zerg, holding on to those resources here and going for something a little bit different, going for a proxy inside the main. It is Hunted Swarm. Let's go, let's go. We have the hatchery inside the main base of SHIN. I was curious because he was building up his resources. He was going for 14 drones. He was building up his minerals. A probe scout comes in. The probe will confirm the lack of anything in the main. And likewise, we'll check the natural. It's going to be a double hatch opener? Okay, so this is going to be interesting. Now, double hatch opener means that the spawning pool is late. It's going to be a later spawning pool here for Hunted Swarm. Pool's just now going down. So I'm not too... I find it. I was going to say that I don't know if this is lined up to really get any damage done, just because of how late the spawning pool is and how early the hatchery is. Yeah, it's not actually lined up here. And of course, SHIN does spot this. He does find this. So we do chrono out the initial zealots, and this hatchery should be denied. So we're getting into our builds and we're stumbling into our game. There go a couple of boys being pulled. Yep, there's a cancellation on the hatchery. At least Hunted Swarm does force this reaction out of his opponent. And SHIN will have a delayed expansion as a result. Oh, as we get another hatch block. Okay, okay. I can get behind this. Get behind this here. As a SHIN, oh, I mean, he just takes his natural, yeah. He just takes the other natural base instead, as he does have two options here. I mean, I should say welcome with an ultra Talisman. Talisman does have this hybrid base available here to you, so you do have two options to expand. So this hatch block really isn't doing that much damage. Not as much as Hunter Swarm would like. Meanwhile, gas is being taken, link speed is being skipped, and we are rushing into a Roach Warren. Okay, so Hunter Swarm is going for an all-in. Now, because of the Zealot, because of the initial Probe Scout, SHIN actually doesn't know. SHIN, he doesn't see what's going on. He's in the dark. At least for the time being. Jet does move in, and there's no Queen. Oh, there's no Queen, but the Lings, they are going to attempt to surround. And they chase back the Adept. Adept gets one drone, shades into the main base, checking the vision. SHIN, yep, he does see the gases. He confirms both gases, and he does see the Roach Warren as well. So SHIN, he's aware of how committed this is. Back at home, Stargate opener, you can go Stargate into Void Ray. The Void Ray would be ideal. Oh no! Meanwhile, the hatchery is going to go down. It's going to be a big loss here for Hunter Swarm. Does get two roaches out of it, out of this larva, I suppose. An expensive trade here. And here we go, it's all or nothing. Hunter Swarm moves out, so Void Ray is on the way. I believe Hunter Swarm is unaware of the expansion, so he's rallying everything towards the ramp. Late shield battery here. It's even a Twilight Council. There's only one gateway. This is so greedy. This is the army, one Adept and one Zealot. Second Adept is here at the mineral line. Ling Roach poking in. Zealot's gonna go down. And SHIN is in trouble. And SHIN trying to respond. Void Ray does arrive, but he has no additional units. Yeah, there's no gate. There's no second gateway. Very greedy response here from SHIN. He does pull the boys. Probes are going to be going down. Getting a handful, getting three. Three probes do fall. I'm going for the battle. Oh, doesn't connect. And never mind, doesn't connect. GG, well played. Despite the greedy response from SHIN, as SHIN, he will hold, he will survive, he will shut down the all-in, and SHIN will take the series 2-0. GG. Ooh, GG, well played. SHIN, he will claim the series. I do apologize, I just realized I didn't open predictions. I think I was just so shocked at SHIN playing Protoss that I forgot about the predictions, so I do apologize. We'll get them ready for the next one, but GG. GG, well played. SHIN, he will claim the series. Well played. We'll see if he plays Protoss against another Zerg player later on. I mean, I say that. I don't think there's another Zerg opponent. Let's find out. Let us find out. Exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys want to have a look back yourselves. When it comes to Hunter Swarm's build, again, it was a little bit janky, it was a little bit shaky. I appreciated that it was something different, but unfortunately, in the end, Hunter Swarm was overwhelmed. And looking at the bracket here, we have ByuN, we have Rebellion. Rebellion takes down his opponent 2-0. Epic takes down Patches. And yeah, there's no Zerg. There's no Zerg player left, so it's going to be purely Protoss and Terran facing off against SHIN. Up next is going to be SHIN versus Mute in a PvZ. Not a PvP. I don't think. We go. So we are getting ready here for our quarterfinals match. It's going to be a ZVP, and we have some other updates as well. Some other updates coming in. Do need a moment to catch up on them. Looks like the upper portion of the bracket is still underway. We're kind of speeding our way through. Like Epic, he's waiting for quite some time. We might be waiting for quite some time as well. Some portions are still underway. Scrolling down, we have Nickrat. Nickrat takes down Nopret 2-0. Nickrat waiting for the winner of MaxPax, Snow, and Hapsaya. Likewise, Cure takes down Market Master. Pig takes down Upper Tree. Bunny is up against ByuN as ByuN gets a walkover in the first round. Another walkover. Smash. Another walkover. But I'm sure this could be a fun PvT. And for now, we're going to be focusing our attention again on the upper half of the bracket, focusing on SHIN versus Mute. After that series, we might have some downtime. It looks like there's a lot of matches still going on, and other parts of the bracket are a little bit more delayed. But for now, we know what we want. We know where we are. It's all good. It's all good. From here, we are going to be going on a short break there. We're going to be going on a short break, and when we come back, we'll have our next series. We'll have our next matchup. Will it be a PvZ or a PvP? Yet to be determined. Yet to be determined. We'll find out. We'll find out after the break. See you soon. See you soon, Pappy. See you soon. And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the quarterfinals. The quarterfinals of the PiGosaur Monday number 25. We have our initial matchup here, and we have a story to tell. But for now, we're jumping in and spawning in the top left-hand corner, oh sorry, top right-hand corner of Sandworm. We have our South Korean Zerg player, the Red Zerg, representing Gaiman Gladiators. It is SHIN. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the Peruvian Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, representing Bing Bong Exports. It is Mute. And if you're in the chat, predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat, as it is now Gamba time. More importantly, as SHIN moves in with a hatch block, SHIN did confirm that I believe game 2 it's gonna be a PvP. It's gonna be a PvP, papi. Aye. So we'll see how that all comes to pass. We'll see how that all comes together. If he stays true to his word, and if I understood correctly, as we were trying to ask and trying to figure out if he was gonna play some Protoss. For now, though, gonna be settling in. Yeah, we have the initial hatch block here to delay the expansion of Mute. And remember, this is not an all-in, this is just a delay. This is just designed to disrupt the build, disrupt the opener, and to delay the expansion and the economy of the Protoss. So, as you can see here, it's going to be a hatch before pool. Jesus, hatch gas pool even. So, very greedy opener here by SHIN. And again, he's forcing these Zealots out from Mute, and the big power spike for Mute is going to be after he forces the cancel, after he deals with this hatchery, he can then counterattack. He can counterattack with his Zealots, with his Depths, with the army that he's amassed. Speaking of, hatchery is under fire. Ooh, he lets it finish, so it's going to buy even more time. This will give SHIN more time here to build up back at home, to drone, to saturate. As the hatchery will eventually be killed, and eventually the creep will proceed. We do see a Stargate opener here by Mute. So 2-gate, Stargate before expansion, before Nexus. Getting up to 3 Zealots. 3 Zealots, we have 2 more Depths coming out. So it's going to be triple Zealot, double Adept. That's going to be the army that Mute has to move out. So that's going to be a hefty army here. And a lot of links are going to have to be built to survive. Okay, hatchery goes down. The army moves out. Here we go. As we mentioned, the 3 Zealots and 2 Adepts. They all should rally across the map. Meanwhile, ooh, 6 lings in the base. Sorry, did I say 6? 4. 4 lings in the base. Adepts are ready for them though. Nice moves here by Mute. Yeah, it does force a cancel. Does cancel the lings. SHIN getting in position. Ling speed is halfway done. And we'll see if SHIN can maintain his economy. If he can maintain. You'll see here Mute checking for a third. Checking the expansion, still building up. First Oracle has arrived, second Oracle's on the way. Now Mute finally expands. Again, a very late expansion for Mute. And SHIN's link speed is finishing up just in time. Queens, can they keep up? Oracle heads into the main. Queens are ready. As Mute does get the revelation. Lings, they collapse on top of the army, they get a surround. Yeah, they surround the Adepts. Oracle gets started down. Adepts are forced to commit into the main. Boys are being pulled. And Mute gets 1. He gets 1 drone kill. 1 worker across the map. 1 here back at home. Oh. SHIN's third is going to be delayed. Nicely done. Stasis trap popping up. Speaking of, drone moves out and the Oracle's in position. And Mute he will delay. There we go. Does contain SHIN. Does delay the 3rd expansion. Another stasis on the way. But SHIN finally gets a 3rd. Meanwhile, Mute, oh my god, my apologies. He did go for his Twilight Council before 3rd expansion, going into Glaive Adepts. So Stargate into Glaives. Question becomes, how many gateways? There are 2 gateways here at the natural. There's no gateway in the main, so 2 gate Glaives for the time being. We should be seeing extra gateways. Should be. As Mute does tend to expand.
Queen's ready.
God damn. Every time. Every time. Lings, they do get a nice surround. They pick off 1 adept. I just want to see what's going on, but there we go. The second adept goes down. Nice pickups. Lings go for the expansion, but oracles they should be able to deflect. And the SHIN does not confirm the adepts. I spoke too soon. Overlord Scout confirms Twilight Council's already done. Would you have the upgrade on the way? The Overlord, I believe, yep, does confirm extra gateways. He should be where this is either going to be Blink or Glaives, one or the other. Regardless, army's going to be required. We need to build up those Lings. Thanks to the cast again. Hope they were good. Tried some random stuff against SHIN. Yo, shout out to Hunted Swarm. They were fun games. They were fun. I do agree there was definitely some random stuff going on Talisman, but I appreciate it nonetheless. GG. GG. Well played. Oh. As SHIN is building up into Ling Hydra, getting into +1 range. And despite Glaives being done for quite some time, Mute, he's still at home. He's now moving up. This is going to be a bit of a delayed move out here by Mute, as he's built up to how many? Up to 9 adepts. Clearly, Diva is SHIN's anti-observing technology to stop people studying his builds. True, true. Aha. So we go, Mute is pushing. Mute moves out. Up to 13 adepts. That's a lot of adepts. SHIN, 15 Hydras are on the way, just in time. Does spot the adepts.
Your forces are under attack.
Does spot them. Oh! As they commit. Yeah, they do commit in. Lings, they don't quite get this around. Boys are being pulled. Drones going to be falling. Ay, ay, ay. 3 drones, they go down for a moment. Hydras, they build up just in time. Adepts, they SHIN into the natural. More drones going to be targeted down, but SHIN will hold. SHIN will hold on. He will bleed out 6 drones. That was a decent amount of losses there, but remember, that was 6 drones for 13 adepts. Now SHIN holds. Now SHIN can counterattack. For now, knocking down those rocks, gaining access to that gold base. Rocks are knocked down. Gold is down the way. SHIN building up. SHIN does move out. And back at home, there's not much to defend. Again, Mewtwo was quite committed here to those Glaive Adepts, so now his Crown Army is lacking. Stasis Trap gets baited out. SHIN is moving forward. Does move forward, does hit the mineral line. Things, they do move a little bit too far forward here. They do go down. They take down the cannon at least. Cannon does fall. 2 more cannons behind this. Mew trying to buy time. But the Hydra's going for the expansion. Yeah, Nexus under fire. Goes to the sentry. Sentries go down. And the boys are being pulled. Boys are being pulled into the Hydras. Nice kiting here from SHIN. SHIN, he will lose this army, but he will get the mineral line. 12 probes go down. Lings, they trickle in. SHIN, he just keeps going, and he wants the expansion. He's going to get it as well. Oof, massive pickup. 13 probe kills and the Nexus. And SHIN, he's not stopping. He's up the gate. He's stopping. SHIN, he pulls away, he calms down, already took down the base. He doesn't have to keep going, but he will reinforce. Behind this, infestation bits on the way, into Hive Tech, into Lurkers. Base is going up. Oh. And SHIN is going for the throats, going for the main army. There's 4 Stalkers left. Probes, they get caught as they transfer. And more probes going down. Lings, they break out of the stasis. And GG gets called. SHIN, he will overwhelm. He will take game number 1. Whew. GG. SHIN, he will take a lead in the series again. A solid game one here. I say solid game one. It was a chaotic start to the game just because of the hatch block and because of Mute's response. As a reminder, he went 2-gate glaives after the Stargate. It was an interesting response there, and it did feel like he wasn't quite able to make full use of those adepts. Did eventually get up to 4 gateways, but it was like a delayed move out, delayed push. No robo, no warp prism, nothing like that. But now we're getting to game number 2. Oh, map 2 is Persephone. Ah, okay. So we're jumping into game number 2. And SHIN is committing to Zerg. Okay. He's committing to Zerg. Not switching to Protoss as we load into Persephone. Once again, this is one of the maps that is a little bit more popular amongst the players. I do appreciate it. We do see this map quite often. Great to see it whenever we do. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Persephone, we have the red Zerg player. We have the South Korean Zerg representing Gaiman Gladiators, leading the series 1-0. It is a SHIN. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the Peruvian Protoss player, the blue Protoss, representing Bing Bong Exports. It is Mute. Let's go. Oh, este Diego in the chat. Ga, papi, ga. Este Diego. Good to see you, papi. Good to see you. Papi, ¿cuándo regresas? ¿Cuándo regresas a StarCraft? Ah. Diego. When are you coming back? As we're settling into game number 2. So far, so good. All the old school players. I miss whether it's Darkness, whether it's Dastan as well. Dastan, he was around a little bit longer. He did stick around. But I hope you've been doing well yourself, whether with your studies as well. I would imagine maybe wrapped up by now. Hope you've been doing well. Old friend of the channel. SHIN scammed us. No PvP. I know. I misinterpreted. He said Pers like game 2, but I think he meant Persephone. So no Protoss game 2. Hi, we're from Costa Rica. Oh, let's go. ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Bienvenidos. Good to see you. Good to see you. As for now, we are just settling in. Again, just hatch gas pool, standard opener out of SHIN. This time, no crazy hatch block. No hatch block, nothing too wild, nothing too chaotic. This time, we can settle into our openers, settle into our builds. Likewise, Mutes can be a lot more comfortable this time. Mute's going for his own standard opener, most likely into Stargate. Now, Mute, he's known for his mid-game. He wasn't quite able to get there last game just because how uncomfortable the start of the game was for Mute. But here should be able to settle in. As there it is, Stargate has been thrown down. Stargate is on the way. So far, so good. Most likely opening up Oracle. He will have the option to open up with a Void Raid to hunt down these Overlords and to deny vision. But for the most part, we expect an Oracle opener. He was relatively successful last game. He was able to get some drone kills. And again, this time he's just a lot more comfortable when it comes to that opener. He can actually get into his own build. Likewise, we do see SHIN, he's waiting for the Adept to move out. Once the Adept moves out, the Lynx can move in. SHIN, he spots the Adept with that Overlord. Couple Lynx that don't quite commit. SHIN, he pulls back. Does pull away, and you can see Mute, he fakes the Shade. That was twice now. He does fake the Shade. He knows that the Overlord's in position. Trying to bait SHIN in. SHIN doesn't take the bait. Behind this, Oracle is on the way, and SHIN is amassing a couple of Lings here. We have 12 Lings in production. Just to be safe, just to be secure. From here, taking his third base, droning up, and Mute, he will soon move out with those Oracles, as the first Oracle's on the way. Mute's getting his third expansion. Oracle confirms the Overlord. Can to bring it down. Oh, as he's dealing with the Overlord. The Lings, they do hit the third base. Yeah, third base under fire. It's going to be cancelled. It's going to be denied. Massive pickoff. SHIN, he does force a cancel. Nice moves, pulls away, and Mute is going to be delayed. Big delay here for Mute. Meanwhile, Lings, they come back for more. They want the probe. Yeah, they want the probe. They're going to surround. Probe is going to get picked off. Nicely done here by SHIN. He pulls away. And Mute, interestingly enough, he's going for a Forge and a Robo delay Twilight Council. This looks like an Archon-based open. This typically would lead into War Prism, into a War Prism first, then into a Templar Archives, into Archons, into Archon drop. That's what this looks like. We'll see if Mute is able to piece this all together. As the Robo is almost complete. We are looking for that War Prism. As Lings are being forced back. Otherwise, we could just see, I guess, delayed blink, and maybe it's a little bit lopsided just because of the harassment that was happening earlier. True. Yeah, no prism. No prisms on the way. So we're waiting for that upgrade. Oh no, there it is. I shouldn't have second-guessed myself. It is going to be charged Templar Archives into Archons. We would have already seen a War Prism on the way with this, just so we can warp in those Archons immediately across the map. So it looks like we won't really have any harassment early on. Oh, there it is. There's that Prism. A little bit late, but on the way nonetheless. So we're getting into Charged Archon. As Mute's moving out, making his way towards the main. For now, gonna be deflected. As he's just now saturating that third. Transferring over. As he transfers SHIN, he does hit the expansion once again. Because the Prism is later, because the Archons are later, this means that SHIN, he has map control a little bit longer. He has free reign. And again, the Archons are just now morphing in. And Lings, they confirm. They confirm the Archons. He's fully aware of what's going on. He can respond with his Roaches. We could see SHIN even throw down a Spire and go into Mutaplay. For now, committing with Roaches. Just building up his Roach army. Here comes the Archon drop. Now charge is about to finish, so Mute, he can commit with this. He can reinforce with those charge ults. Meanwhile, we just brought up the Spire earlier, and there it is. Spire is on the way. SHIN, he's very fond with going into Mutas. Now the reason why Mutas are a common response to this is because there are no Blink Stalkers. No Blink Stalkers, there's no Phoenixes, there is a Stargate, that is true, and there are some Archons, but again, it's not typically the best army to deal with Mutas. Mutas will have a lot of potential here. Until then, we just warp in the Zealots on the front lines. Roaches, they have arrived. And the Roaches will shut this down. Zealots, they try to commit in, but again, this move out is late. And Mute is deflected. Oh no! Bleeding out a couple of Zealots. Mute, he has to pull back. Likewise, Spire is almost done, and checking the vision, Mute, he has not spotted the Spire, but he should be aware that Spire play is a common response to this. Unfortunately, he's not quite ready for this, and he has no confirmation. He needs to go in, he needs to scout, otherwise the Mutas will pull him apart. I guess he's going to have Archons in a head-on fight, but the Mutas is going to be avoiding those Archons for as long as they can. Hitting mineral lines, going for the Oracles. There is some side defense here at the third base, but the natural is exposed, and the main base has a cannon at least. That will help. Here we go. SHIN knocks down those rocks. Just opening up the map. Mutas are on the way. And SHIN is actually just building them up. He's building up a greater Muta count first. Mute, he's at least getting just side defense ready. Blindly, I should say. Moving out with hallucinations, trying to get a read on what's going on. And here come those Mutas. That is more than enough to one-shot. Plus on range on the way. Mute, he's going for double immortal production. Now Mute, he has a very high immortal count, and he may just be forced into an all-in to just commit everything across the map. And that will have potential. Mute, as they hit the main. We have Vanilla Stalkers warping in. And he just fight it. He can just fight the stalkers. He can focus them down. He gets one. He's gonna get two. Two stalkers go down, getting a third. Oof. Yeah, 3 stalker kills, and here it comes. Here comes the all-in. Now, if SHIN was neglecting his ground army, and he has somewhat been neglecting it, he's gonna be vulnerable. He has 19 roaches to defend, a couple of ravagers. It's gonna be all or nothing for mutes. The gateways are being depowered. Reinforcements are limited. But this is a hefty army. He's got 4 mortals and 4 archons. That's looking pretty good. SHIN setting up Sim City. He does throw down his own wall. Poking away at the army. He can't afford to get force field. He can't be force fielded. Does pull away. Using the force fields against mute. Again, someone steady here for SHIN. Oh. Picking up a couple of zealots. No major losses yet. Yeah, crossbow mutants are getting a kill here in the main. They take down the Nexus. Hatchery goes down. Spire is exposed. We have 17 mutants in production. Oh my god. 17 mutants on the way. That's a lot of mutants. That's a lot of mutants, man. Ay, ay, ay. Oracle goes down. SHIN, he bleeds out 25 drones. But again, this is all that Mute has. This is his only army. Everything else is falling. More gateways being depowered. Getting to the mineral lines, and you can see SHIN just buying time with those walls, with those buildings, I should say. At least trying to. Mute is gaining ground. I mean, this army might still win him the game. Again, he's got 7 immortals. Okay, Muse, they rotate back home. They rotate back home. They're racing back. Mutas, they're coming in from behind. That's still a lot of Archons, though. Okay, Muse, they magic works on top of the army. Big Archon boys going off. Oh my god. Archon shots are good, but there are too many Mutas. There are too many Mutas. The Archons all go down, and no anti-air, and the Mutas will clean up every single immortal. Not enough anti-air, and GG gets called. SHIN, he will take the series 2-0. SHIN will advance on into the semifinals. GG. GG, well played. Again, Mute, he was forced into the all-in. He had a decent Archon count, but he had no reinforcements. He had no stalkers. All the production was depowered. He had a bank, but he couldn't warp in, and in the end, he just ran out of steam, ran out of support. GG. GG, well played, Muse. They were able to reign supreme, and SHIN will take the series. Congratulations. Congratulations here. SHIN, he will claim the series, and let's figure out where we are and what the hell's been going on. What's been happening? Let's go. Looks like you have some updates. Exclamation mark B in the chat to have a look at the back yourselves. As we have some updates here. And let's figure out where we are. Okay, from the top, we have herO versus GreenEarth in the quarterfinals. They're facing off. Sorry, I should say round 16. They're facing off here in a PVT. Best of luck to GreenEarth. Best of luck to herO as well when it goes up against Epic in the next round. SHIN is waiting for the winner of Rebellion, ByuN, and Arkin. They're all still mid-series. So yeah, a lot of downtime here for SHIN. A lot of downtime. So it'll be a while until SHIN has his next series. Scrolling down, we do have the lower matches. We have MaxPax up against Hapsaya in a PvP. Shout out to Hapsaya, takes down Ateshi 2-1. We have Nickrat. Nickrat is still waiting for his opponent. Cure takes down Pig. Curie's up against ByuN in a PvT. ByuN takes down Bunny. Oh, that should not have happened. That should not have happened. That is a crazy win there for ByuN. Ay, ay, ay. Takes down Bunny to he cannon rushes Bunny. I feels Bunny, man, feels Bunny. But Bunny gets cannon rushed to death, and now ByuN up against Cure. Best of luck. Best of luck to Cure, as ByuN is an animal, absolute animal. Best of luck. As we settle into this, a big shout out to Dark Templar in the chat. Pappy God, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the Twitch Prime, for subscribing for 2 months. Subscribing for 2 months in a row. Thank you. Thank you so much for the support. We do appreciate it. Do appreciate the support. Hope you enjoy the content. Hope you enjoy the casting. Hope you enjoy the StarCraft. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh. As yeah, we have some upsets. I will say we have some upsets coming in, and a lot of matches coming to fruition. But where are we headed as? Oh, we have some updates. Okay, oh my god, a lot of updates actually. herO, he takes down Greener 2-0. herO takes down Epic 2-0. herO in the upper semifinals already. Huh. Is in the upper semis. And we're still trying to figure out what's going on. As again, SHIN is still waiting for the winner of Rebellion and ByuN. MaxPax up against Nicaract, Cure up against ByuN. So the bracket is progressing. Okay, we're making some moves. Trying to figure out where we are. And it looks like, okay, it looks like ByuN and Rebellion are mid-series. So it looks like the bracket wasn't updated, but ByuN and Rebellion, they're actually facing off over on Dave Tesla's channel. So quickly checking here, Dave, he is in game 2. Okay, so ByuN is up. ByuN is up 1-0. So that means if ByuN wins this next game, it's going to be ByuN versus SHIN in the next round. Okay. Let's go. So we have the potential ByuN versus SHIN. Otherwise, we could be seeing ByuN versus Rebellion. I should set that up. A round of 16. Beautiful. Okay. So ByuN's up 1-0, and I guess we have some downtime. We have some downtime here, which I'm more than happy to embrace. I did not get a lot of sleep today. Not by that I mean I didn't get any sleep today at all. So happy to rest whenever we can. So we're going to be going on a short break. It looks like ByuN is about to take the series, actually. So we're going to be going on a short break. When we come back, we should have our next match. Yep, ByuN, he just took the series 2-0. So after the break, we will have ByuN versus SHIN in the quarterfinals. We'll see you guys after the break. See you after the break, Pat. See you soon. Oh. and welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the quarterfinals of the PiGosaur Monday number 25. Whew, hope you enjoyed that lovely brutal OC as we've returned. We've returned here with our TVZ, with now some of our heavy hitters facing off in the tournament and spawning in the top, or in the right hand side, on the right hand side of Kill Switch. We have our South Korean Zerg player, the blue Zerg. It is SHIN. And spawning in the left-hand side of a Kill Switch, we have the South Korean Terran player, the blue Terran. It is ByuN for Shopify. Oh no, that's... Hold on, Spappy, I wasn't ready. Give me my Google Translate. Alright, what are they saying? Huh. Okay, from my understanding, they were talking about the map. They were like, what is this map? What is this map? And then I think he said he's gonna kill you because it's Kill Switch. I think a pun was made by ByuN regarding the map. But regardless, here we go. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chats as we jump into our initial matchup here. We do see a hatch pool opener here by SHIN. Hello. Hello. Hatch pool opener out of SHIN, and SHIN, he's mining through those gold minerals very early on. This I have not seen before. I mean, what I will say, we have seen players take the Zonaga, but I'm curious if we plan on opening up the northern side of the map. I'm curious what the plan is. Okay, good, now Zonaga. Okay. So, fun fact, you don't need to mine through that final mineral patch to gain access to the Zonaga, but it looks like he is mining through. He does gain access to that Zonaga, but no, he wants to keep going. Okay, this for the first time. We've been casting this map for a couple of weeks at this point, but for the first time here on Kill Switch, we are opening up that northern path, and we are looking to take expansions up here. Okay, I kind of like it. So the reason why I like this, the third base on this map on Kill Switch is really awkward. First things first, Reaper does dip in, does thread the mineral line. So far, SHIN does keep up. This forward third base is very vulnerable to all-ins. I'm referring to this forward third base as well. Like, these third bases are very exposed, and as you can see, like, the rush distance by ground is very short. Very short rush distance by ground. Oh, the Overlord does escape, Overlord gets away. They're making me whip out my translate again. What are they saying? God damn. Oh. Okay. I think SHIN, he's happy. He's like, it's alive. It's like, and ByuN is looking. ByuN, question mark. He's looking for the third. He's like, hold up. What's going on? Where is your third expansion? What is happening? Little does he know, third base is being taken towards the top side instead. And ByuN, he's trying to figure out what's going on. Does go in, looking for the tech, and he gets behind the mineral line. He's looking, he's searching, and he finds nothing. He sees nothing, he knows nothing. Oh no, he gets past. He jukes. He does juke, he does dive. There we go. He confirms the minerals have been mined, and he gets through. That should not have happened. That should not have happened. But ByuN, somehow he threads the needle. He confirms the expansion. He's aware of the third base. He knows. And he's like, the hell? What are you doing? You're not allowed to do this. Oh. ByuN, he's saying, you don't know this map. Your skill level is too low. And SHIN's like, man, I'm just winging it. Then they're laughing about it. He's like, ByuN, he's basically like, what are you doing, mate? He's like, I don't know. I'm just playing by feeling, pappy. Just improvising. Oh, I mean, that's SHIN. That's SHIN for you. So SHIN just trying to figure out what's going on. But as I mentioned, I actually like this expansion. I like this base just because it is further away from the Terran. So if ByuN wanted to be aggressive, it's going to be a little bit more awkward to actually go for certain timing attacks. I'm referring to his stim timing. I refer to his 1-1 timings as well. From here, 3 CC 1-1-1 out of ByuN. Hellions are moving out, and we'll see if SHIN can hold on. We'll see if SHIN can persevere as ByuN does head towards that northern base. ByuN's like, this is not how you meant to play. SHIN's like, I don't know how to play. As for now, drones are going to be going down. Again, the queens are not in position to defend. Viking hunts out an Overlord. Oh, and that's going to be 3 dead workers so far. Oh, and SHIN he does actually go the long way around. He goes the long way around instead. Is this not large enough for the queen? Oh no! Queens, they barely don't catch out the Reaper. Lings, they get across the map instead. They go for the mineral line. Getting an SCV, getting a mule, but not much damage. ByuN defense. ByuN defense, he does hold. I mean, SHIN can take now that, I guess, center expansion. True. That's his 4th. For now, trying to saturate his 3rd. Likewise, Liberator has arrived. Gets a queen. Hellions, they commits. Oh my god, this is just too much. Yeah, not enough Lings, not enough things to defend. Workers, they're lining up. And this is getting out of hand. This is becoming game-winning damage here as, oh my god, we raise up the drones. 14 workers go down. And before we can think about the 3rd base, the natural, it's on fire. The natural's on fire. 14 drone kills. That is brutal damage. 17 kills in total. Now, what I would have liked here, if we had taken this 3rd base, which SHIN did, I would have liked to have seen some SimCity here, just walling up this location with a queen, with Evo chambers, with the Roach Horn, of course, as well, and limiting the attack paths here of ByuN. Unfortunately, SHIN, he did leave the natural open. Now we get the Evo chambers after the damage has been done, and again, they're not really walling off. Likewise, SHIN, he opens up these minerals here towards the south side as well. So, I will say this is a really chaotic setup here from SHIN. Very chaotic, very open. And from here, ByuN is just building up. Second factory's on the way. Missing test, right? It's okay, it's okay. Thank you, as always, Melissa. Thank you. ByuN is moving in. Does move in. Rotating towards the top side. And SHIN is going to try to pull off a defense, but again, SHIN, he's not ready. He's been stuck re-droning, so the army's not there. Yeah, the army's just not here. Queens are going to be going down one after the other. Ravagers morph in, but the Bio army stands strong, and from here, ByuN, he can stim, and he can win. Yeah, taking down every single queen. Oh my god, 3 queens barely survive. Oh, the tank volleys. Oh my god, tank shots go up. Ravagers go down. And SHIN, he will barely hold on here, but these are some brutal losses for SHIN. Very brutal losses. ByuN, he picks up, he pulls away. Boosts the hell out of there. ByuN, he does boost back. Likewise, SHIN's still trying to build up. He's trying to, but ByuN just has too much momentum. Like, he has too much momentum at this point. We might even see ByuN break this location even without his tanks, but for now, he's pulling back, he's waiting for reinforcements. 4th command center is on the way. Likewise, SHIN also getting his own 4th base up and running. SHIN is trying to re-drone. ByuN is already on 80 SCVs. He's getting up to 80 plus workers. He has mules on top of that as well. ByuN has a booming economy. And SHIN is just one step behind. Like, the entire game has been one step behind. If he had delayed the scouts, if he had maybe forced ByuN to be more passive or defensive, then maybe, but... it was just a really rough start to the game. ByuN does skirple this creep. He can just fight these roaches head on. That's 3, 4, 5 roaches going down. Marines, they can just stand and fight. SHIN trying to set up, going for the, Hive is done, going for the Ultra Cavern. Let's go. Can SHIN survive long enough to get into Ultras? Let's see if he can. As they collapse in. 2 runs going down. Catches out 2 of those mines. ByuN does move forward. Takes out the tumors. But once again, he can just trade against the Lings, trade against the roaches. The Bio army stims forward. Both Bio armies even. course, we got towards the top side, but here, ByuN, he's still trading so efficiently. Trading so well. 3 roaches remaining. And honestly, ByuN just has to keep trading. He just has to keep pushing, keep trading. These are just more efficient trades time and time again. More efficient pickoffs. Moving in. Likewise, we have a couple of Baneleys coming into the mix. Let's go. No major connections. Tank gets piled. If some of these Baneleys connect, then maybe we can pull for defense. But alas, SHIN, he's hoping that ByuN makes mistakes. That's kind of the game state that we're in here. He's hoping for mistakes out of ByuN. And it's not going to happen. ByuN, he breaks that forward expansion. GG gets called, and ByuN, he will take a lead in the series 1-0. GG. Whew. Will take a lead. Yeah, GG, well played. ByuN does take a lead in the series. Again, just a really awkward start there from SHIN. Looks like SHIN either didn't have a lot of experience on kill switch, or he just wanted to be chaotic. And I mean, it almost worked. If you recall, SHIN, he was so close to denying that first Reaper, but it did slip through. In the end. ByuN, he got a full scout. He figured out what was going on, and ByuN, he punished so hard. Unfortunately, SHIN, he wasn't able to wall off in time. He wasn't able to defend, and from there, ByuN snowballed out of control. Did snowball out of control. GG, well played. That leads us into game number 2. Let's go. Game 2 is going to be on a much more standard map. Going to be loading into Amygdala. Of course, one of the ladder maps instead. Here, we should be seeing something more standard. We shouldn't be seeing as much of a shaky start to the game. We'll see. So yeah, loading into our second game. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Amygdala, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the Red Zerg, representing Gaiman Gladiators. Down in the series, we'll see if he can bounce back and force the ace match. It is SHIN. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Terran player, representing Shopify Rebellion, leading the series 1-0. It is ByuN. We go. As again, now we do load into a map that both players are going to be much more familiar with. And we'll see how SHIN will mix it up. Coming into this, I do want to believe that we can force a game 3 and we can get to the ace match. But again, the pressure is going to be on SHIN. Especially on a map like this, I would not be surprised to see another roach-based opener. We didn't really get to talk about the build itself just because SHIN did fall behind quite quickly last game. But if SHIN can get a handle of the early to mid game with roaches, then he can successfully get into Ultra Tech. That's kind of his go-to, to open up Ling, Roach, Bane into Ultras. Or Ling, Bane, Roach into Ultras. And he can be quite successful with that kind of style, especially on these larger maps. So we'll see if he can get there. Shall see. Until then, we're settling in. So far, standard opener, ranks expand out of ByuN, hatch gas pool out of SHIN as well. Nothing wild yet. Nothing too crazy, nothing too wild. Do have some updates in the bracket as well. Looks like Cure did take down ByuN 2-1. So ByuN, he took 2 games off of Bunny and 1 game off of Cure. That is great, mate. The Cannon Rusher is insane. Cannon Rushers are too good. So shout out to ByuN for popping off. Meanwhile, the other quarterfinals are underway. So in a sense, we're kind of nearing the end of the broadcast, so we're most likely going to be able to get into from this series into the upper semis, then into the grand finals, so 2 series remaining. More than happy to embrace that, and then to get some bench. I look forward to it. As ByuN does take us third. Third CC on the way, so 3CC into, I would imagine, Banshee play here from ByuN. Last game was 3CC into 111 Liberator, if you recall. Wasn't a lib. Now, just saturating. Just be saturating. So I assumed it was going to be 3CC into Banshee or into Starport. ByuN, we actually saw this same build last game. He does delay his Starport going to faster stim and building up his Hellions. This looks like a Hellbat push. Okay. So much more aggressive, much more committed. Basically, no add-on swap, no Marines, not yet. There we go, into a 3CC 2-on-1 setup here. But with 4 Hellions. Okay. So extra Hellions out of ByuN. Typically, you'd go for a swap earlier than this. But it's going to be 3CC 3 racks, actually. Okay. This is quite aggressive. Now, basically, what the difference between this build and a more standard opener and a standard 111 is that we have really fast stim into really fast combat shields into really fast bio production. Like, the Marine count here is going to build up real fast, real quick. The downside here is that medevac is going to be delayed, so the push from ByuN is going to be later. It's going to be a later push from ByuN, but it's going to hit harder with more Marines in general here. The greater bio army. Now, what this means is that SHIN will have map control. Right now, there are 4 Hellions, but only 4 Hellions. There's no drop play behind this. So, SHIN, he will have map control. He'll be able to freely drone. If he realizes how many corners ByuN is cutting, then SHIN can likewise be hyper greedy, and it'll be difficult for ByuN to punish this. As ByuN, he does pick up a couple of tumors. 4th base is being taken. SHIN, he is droning. He is getting up to 3 base saturation. Now to double Evo chambers, likewise did go for the Roach Warren. As we had assumed, just like the previous game, it's going to be a Roach-based opener into, probably most likely, Lingbane Roach Ravager into Hive Tech into Ultras. Assuming these are going to be melee upgrades. So this is a similar style to what SHIN went for in the previous game, but the reason why we didn't really get to talk much about SHIN's playstyle and SHIN's build in the last game is because he fell behind early on. Okay, it's going to be +1 range, not melee. So range upgrades going to be prioritized. My assumption here is that we're not going to get +2 range, that we're going to go +1 range and +1 melee. That's my assumption coming into this. We'll see if that's the case, to eventually get into Ultras. Hellions are being active. They pick up a couple of things. 3rd base now being taken. Stim is now done. 1-1 is finishing up. And here comes the first push. You can see here a much later move out from ByuN. It's going to be hitting at like 6:30 as medevacs is still on the way. So we're going to a much later push here by ByuN. And SHIN, he should have an army to deal with this, but he's not quite in position. He's currently dealing with the Rux. He's got a handful of Roaches. ByuN getting ready for his push. Oh, does stim a little bit prematurely there. Reactive stim out of ByuN. Medevacs have arrived. Medevacs have arrived. ByuN moving in. ByuN does pull back. Does pull back for now. He is taking gases, which means 2nd factory. So ByuN is taking a 4th CC. This is not an all-in. It's getting a 4th command center behind this. While SHIN, he's pushing out, he's breaking out with his Roaches. ByuN respects it. Scans the main base, looking for the Hive. Yeah, there is no Hive. SHIN, he's maxing out on Roach Ravager. We have Lings on the right. We have Roaches on the left. And SHIN, can he break through? Yeah, he's committing. He is committing here with 1-1. Going for the CCC. Oh my god, under fire. Takes a lot of hits, takes a lot of damage. Boys being pulled to repair. And SHIN, can he break through? ByuN sims on forward, dives on top of the army, does focus on the Ravagers. Yeah, Ravagers are going down one after the other. ByuN, he collapses on the army, breaks down every single roach. At the same time, Lings are coming from behind, they take down the tank. But the Bio army, he can stim, and he can win. Breaks through that initial defensive line. ByuN moving out. SHIN racing back home. And SHIN's in trouble here. Remember, SHIN, he was all in. He's doubling down on roaches, getting to +2 range. Meanwhile, the expansion is going to go down. SHIN trying to collapse in. ByuN, he just stands and delivers. Yeah, he just takes on all the Lings, now going for the roaches. Doesn't quite have enough bio. But ByuN's economy is still looking solid. ByuN, he's still at, even on workers plus mules, ByuN is ahead in economy. SHIN getting ready for the second wave. You can see here, what's important is that SHIN, he isn't droning. He still has not made any workers. He's still on 69 to maybe 68 workers. He's still not droning, still not taking into an infestation bit, no hive tech, no lurkers or ultras, it's just pure Ling Roach Ravager. SHIN's getting ready to max out for a second time, bleeds out another couple of roaches. And ByuN, this time he's ready with bunkers. So this time he's more secure. He's more secure. This was the original 3cc build with delayed starports. That would have been from what, like, beginning of Legacy? No, not even. I guess maybe beginning of Legacy? Like, the build that ByuN had gone for, I haven't seen, at least in a in like at least 5 years. More than that, maybe. Maybe more than that. It's crazy. That's why I had assumed it was going to be Hellbats early on, if you recall. Maybe like 6 or 7 years, maybe. So now SHIN moving in, picking up a couple of SCVs. Getting 5 SCVs so far. Likewise, SHIN getting ready for another run by from behind. Ideally, he'd want to collapse on these tanks, but this time there's a bunker. This time there is support here, protecting those tanks. And SHIN, he's not really gaining much ground. Get 7 SCVs, Lings. They do actually get into the mineral line. They bust into the main. Came with the production. Massive Ling run by here from SHIN. SCVs are going down. Yeah, ByuN, he was ready for the surround, but he's not ready for the run by. And with that, 17 SCV kills. Not bad. SHIN pushing forward, he bars down one of the tanks, but he bleeds out a lot of roaches, a lot of Ravagers. Still bleeding out more units. ByuN, he shuts down the roaches, shuts down the army. He will lose 24 SCVs, but the worker count is still solid for ByuN. And he's getting a gold. He's taking the gold base. So ByuN still with the economic lead, despite losing all those SCVs, still not in a bad position. SHIN has the greater army, but yeah, GG gets called. I was about to say that the soup does lie, and ByuN will take the series at 2-0. GG. Whew. GG, well played. SHIN just too far behind. He was completely all in. He failed to break ByuN. Again, the supply was inflated there by SHIN, and he had no longevity. He had no economy behind it, just purely only Roach Ravager, and the army wasn't getting any better. GG. GG, well played. ByuN will take it. We'll claim the series. No ace match, no game 3. I was hoping for a little bit more of a back and forth, but alas, in the end, ByuN does advance on. And now we have our semi-finals ready for us. No real surprises here. As I mentioned before, the real challenge here is, can anyone stop herO and MaxPax? herO, he takes down Epic 2-0. MaxPax takes down Nickrak 2-0. And we have our 2 semi-finals. It's going to be a PvT between herO, ByuN, MaxPax, and Cure. Let's go. Can we stop the PvP finals? Can ByuN and Cure step it up? Oh boy. So we're getting ready for those semis. Un momento. go. As we are getting things ready here. Vetoes are underway as we speak, and we will soon be jumping into herO versus ByuN. That's going to be where we follow our players. Again, when it comes to MaxPax versus herO, I believe Pig is covering that series, so Pig is going to be covered with that lower PVT from the lower semis. We have our upper semis instead. Let's go. So just catching up in the bracket here. And oh my god, ByuN, he got second place last night in the Monday Night Weekly. Very impressive. Jesus, he has not gone to bed, has he? Oh my god. He took down Bunny, herO, Big Gabe, Showtime. Who took down MaxPax? Gabe. Oh my, Gabe, calm down. Gabe took down MaxPax. Impressive. We go. As it looks like vetoes are done and we are jumping into our next match. Oh, just setting up. Just going to be setting up. But again, I believe we have Pig covering the lower semifinals, so he has you covered there. Both semis are happening at the same time. And game one is going to be on Amygdala. Let's go. Big Gabe. Yeah, Big Gabe, he popped off. He beat MaxPax last night. Crazy, crazy. God. Jumping in. I'm jumping in. Looks like Mapu, he's requesting to see if the players will play on Last Fantasy at some point. And we'll see if we get into Last Fantasy in the finals. We might. Otherwise, just waiting for our players. But yeah, Gabe, he pops up. He pops up from time to time. He pops off bad. It's great to see that he has changed his mind about competing in the weekly cups. To appreciate it. What I mean by that is, I know that he wasn't too fond of playing in the Monday Night Weeklies for a time, but has been more active. I know. Alright, let's go. Get into our next game. Sorry, the players are just bantering in the chat. They're just bantering. But game one is going to be on Amygdala, and here we go. We're loading in. Now loading in. And coming into this can go either way. I do lean towards herO coming into this series, but I know that ByuN has been on fire. Again, ByuN last night did actually... Did he play against herO last night? I believe he did. Yes, he actually did beat herO last night in a best of one. So we'll see if he can repeat that success or if herO will get his revenge. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Amygdala, we have the red Protoss player, the red Protoss himself from South Korea. It is herO. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player, the blue Terran representing Shopify. It is ByuN. And if you're in the chat, predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we do jump into this. Now, I don't believe either ByuN or herO have slept. It's possible that herO napped. What I mean by that is that both players competed in last night's WardyTV Monday. They also both competed in last night's Monday Night Weeklies, and now they're here for the PiGosaur Monday. So they've both gone the distance. They both played in a marathon of all 3 tournaments, and ByuN did make it to the finals of the Monday Night Weekly. So herO, he got knocked out earlier, so he could have gotten some sleep. ByuN, he often doesn't sleep. He often pulls an all-nighter. He goes full degen and plays in every single tournament, doesn't sleep until the end of the PiGosaur Monday. So that could be a factor, but again, herO might have also done the same. I'm less certain on herO. I probably should ask him. But now eBay block here on the low ground. A nice progression here by ByuN. This will force out the initial Zealot. This does force a reaction out of herO. So nice delay, nice initial delay. Here he's going to be contained on one base not much longer, and ByuN back at home he can just settle in. He can settle into his own expansion, throw down his CC on the high ground, and build up. As there is that command center on the way. There's that command center, Zealot pops out. I thought that was your Marine, my bad. Oh, when we were talking about Gabe last night, in last night's tournament. Not here. Sleep is overrated. Ah, true. Smurge. I also haven't slept. It's not good. It's not good, Pappy, not good. As there's the expansion here, he finally will take that natural. Meanwhile, ByuN, oh my god, 3cc! He's going 3cc, 3 max here. ByuN being hyper greedy here back across the map. A bold move out of ByuN, going for the 3rd command center before the 2nd racks. And again, this should be 2nd racks into a 3rd racks into a stim timing. Very greedy here. ByuN, he is known to mix this in, especially on some of these larger maps. Amygdala does count. So ByuN, I don't expect him to do this again. I don't expect him to do this in game 2 or game 3. But here in game 1, he's being very cheeky, and the hallucination will confirm. He gets eyes on the 1st command center. Does he get eyes on the 2nd? Oh, does get behind the mineral line, and he will confirm the racks. Yep, and the 3rd CC sees everything. herO knows. He knows, and now the pressure's on herO to punish this build. We have Blink on the way. I wouldn't be opposed to throwing down 2 more gates, getting into a 4-gate setup, sending it across the map, and breaking ByuN. As herO, he's pushing. Does move out. We'll see how many gateways he does commit to, and we'll see if he can punish. ByuN has high ground, not bad. Nice star stepping. But ByuN does run away the initial stalker. Here he just keeps pushing, he doesn't care. But the bunker will finish just in time. Bunker does complete. Here trying to confirm with that hallucination. Oh, herO. Never mind. Instead of doubling down on aggression, he goes for a 2-gate blink opener into a 3rd nexus into a forge. So greed is met by greed. Okay, let's go. I mean, it could have been one of 2 things, right? We could have seen herO throw down 2 more gateways and try to punish with 4-gate blink, or try to outgreed his opponent. So herO is likewise being greedy. herO is also cutting corners. And we'll see who this favors. That's the real question. Who comes out on top as both players rush into their 3rd bases, both players cut corners? Who's gonna come out better in the end? for now. I mean, there is going to be that strong stim timing. Initially, ByuN should have map control. I know there's going to be blink, but there's not going to be many stalkers. Like right now, herO, he's intentionally skipping warp-ins. He's delaying his gateways, he's skipping warp-ins. Like herO doesn't really have much of an army. He has 4 stalkers across the map, that is it. So ByuN, he will have map control first. When his upgrades finish, he can move out, and he can potentially threaten this third base. Meanwhile, herO should be going Robo into Bay into Colossus production. So herO pokes in, confirms the upgrades. Yeah, it does confirm. As ByuN is in the dark, ByuN, he doesn't know what response herO is going for, so you can see ByuN splitting up his army. He's setting up here on the low ground, on the high ground as well. He's getting ready for blink harass. ByuN is playing it safe. Little does he know that we have a gateway explosion and now a Bay on the way. Little does he know that herO, this is his army, by the way. 4 stalkers. Gets a Marine. Nice pickup. Gets a Marine. Third CC is spotted. herO, he doesn't get a second. Oh, does get a second Marine. Barely. Takes down 2 Marines. Pulls away. Pull away. And now ByuN's being active. As we mentioned when it came to the openers, ByuN does gain map control first. And ByuN has a lot of firepower here. Right now, the kind of big moment for herO is going to be surviving this aggression. Here he has plenty of spotter pylons, plenty of spotter units. herO back at home, he does have an army to defend. It's going to be, yeah, there we go. Hallucinates. Let's go. Oh no, the scan reveals hallucination. ByuN has no fear, he stems in. And we need force fields. We need a force field. There we go. So far, slowing down the push. Does slow ByuN down, but doesn't stop him. ByuN, he stems in. He stims on forward, takes down hallucination. Trades with the zealots. Nice kiting. Very nice kiting here from ByuN. Cross map, Zealorama gets 5 SCVs. Nice mining time, not bad. ByuN, he picks off a couple of gateway units, but at the same time, he bleeds out 5 SCVs. So I'll say a better exchange here for herO. As here he lost 1 sentry, 3 zealots, and a stalker. herO looking good, getting a 4th expansion, and here he bought enough time to make a real Colossus this time. Not fake, not a hallucination. It's there, it's real. Second Colossus on the way. Against ByuN, herO, he's very fond of getting up to 4 Colossus. We'll see if he can get there. ByuN being active once again, he rotates towards the south side. herO, he spots this. And herO, he should respond. Once again, he peels off those zealots. He peels away with those zealots, going for another run by. Responds with his Colossus and his Stalkers. And he does have a couple of force fields. Does want to waste them up. Sims in. Yeah, ByuN, he sims on forward. Nice kiting so far here by herO. Second Colossus has arrived. Zealots, they hit the mineral line. SV's going to be going down. Yeah, again, it was a bold move from herO, but so far it pays off. Oh, massive connection. My shot goes off. Very nice connection on those Stalkers, but Zealots are wreaking havoc. They get 6 SCV kills. herO, he defends, and he attacks. And herO, he even escapes with those Zealots. They survive. He pulls away. Now we have a 3rd Colossus in production, about to pop out. And ByuN is hurting. ByuN, he's hurting at this point. He was supposed to have an economic lead, but time and time again, herO, he's there with those Zealots, he's killing SCVs. And the aggression has not been worth it. Not yet for ByuN. And here comes herO. herO, he's done defending. He's done defending, he's done harassing, now he's moving in with his main push. We have the Prism on the way to reinforce. ByuN, he does have the Concave. He has a good amount of Marauders. Yeah, herO wasting some shots here on the CC, and I don't think herO has enough. Zealots, they will help out. 3rd Colossus has right. Once again, wasting DPS though. They're wasting shots on the CC. Colossus goes down. All 3 Colossus are going to fall, and ByuN holds. ByuN, he holds on. This is a big overextension from herO. He didn't have to commit like that. Does he have enough though? With those Zealots, he might, just barely. It's still close. Zealots, they get on top of the army, they force the Vikings to land. herO, he wants that command center, does force a cancel. And he keeps warping in, and again, ByuN barely doesn't have enough here. He lost too much in the defense. It's mainly Marauder. It's mainly Marauder against Zealot of all things. Cells, they collapse in. It's gonna be a mine shot. Oh! When mine goes off, does get a bit of friendly fire. But here he has to back off. He has to pull away. ByuN does survive. And again, here he, in a sense, threw away his advantage. His advantage was his Colossus. Did lose every single one. And now ByuN, he's moving out. He breaks free. ByuN has a supply lead. Here he's hurting. Here he needs to buy time, going for another Zealot run by. But there are plenty of reinforcements. Here he gets into the main just barely. ByuN is stimming in. There's a Colossus. Nice wipes. Mines go down. 4 SCV kills across the map. Oh! Getting up to 6 SCVs, not bad. It's an okay trade, but here he's still hurting here. His main army is still not what it once was. He needs more time for more Colossus, more Zealots, more Warp-ins. Meanwhile, ByuN, his Viking count was reset, so likewise his Vikings are also lacking. Nice catch on these SCVs. Picking up 4 workers. Here it pulls away. Getting up to how many so far? 3, soon to be 5 Vikings, second starport. It is a bit of a late second starport. Meanwhile, ByuN going for the gold. Let's go for the gold expansion. You know what, here he's back up to 3 Colossus. Now it's his time. He commits in. Boys are being pulled. Zealots, they overextend. Here he does pull back. He needs the help of this Colossus. But the first one is going to go down. Massive EMP. Yeah, with the help of that EMP, 1, he gets 2 Colossus. Ghosts are breaking through. Colossus are exposed. And ByuN, he shuts us down. He completely shuts us down. Once again, herO, as soon as he gets 3 Colossus, he just wants to fight. And these are expensive losses for herO. Now, he does cripple the economy. Looking at the army here, I mean, what was it, 20 plus SCVs just went down. So ByuN did bleed out a lot of workers, but he's muling. He's still got the gold base. I mean, this gold base is allowing him to recover. I spoke too soon. Here he denies mining. He denies mining at the gold. herO trying to rebuild his Colossus. Unfortunately, here he's only making 1 Colossus at a time. He doesn't have a second robo. And here he needs those Warp-ins. He needs that time. Oh, gets a Marauder, not bad. Baits out an EMP. Oh, ByuN scans, he sees the expansion. At the same time, herO going for a counterattack, going for the gold base. And ByuN's out of position. ByuN, all of his ghosts are across the map. They're not at home. Yeah, no defensive EMPs. Mineral line's going to go down. ByuN trading a base for a base. But his gold base is more valuable. It's a much more valuable expansion here. Here he busts into the mineral line. ByuN completely out of position. He's racing back home. The base is going to go down. Massive pickoff. And ByuN, he was in a good position, but suddenly ByuN, he's hurting. ByuN is looking rough for him. That was a kill in the command center. The main base floats over. ByuN getting desperate, losing 18 SCVs. Here he recalled his army, and suddenly here he's up in supply. He's up in army supply. He's back up to 2 Colossus. Again, ByuN, he just missed the main army rotation. We got some decent EMPs, but ByuN's being overrun. Yeah, here he's done it. He finally does it. He finally breaks through. This time there's no Vikings. The Colossus, they rain down hellfire on the bio. GG gets called, and herO will take game number 1. Whew, GG. GG, well played. A very intense back and forth, very impressive play there from both players. To see ByuN hold and survive each way from herO, and I would say come out ahead, especially with that gold base. But unfortunately, despite winning some of these fights, despite having better trades, he did counterattack at the wrong moment. Unfortunately, he didn't see herO's army. He didn't know where the army was. He wasn't expecting a counterattack. We saw that he didn't really have much at home to defend. All of his ghosts were across the map. And sure, he did deny the 6th expansion. It was the 6th base. Reality is, it didn't really matter. It didn't really matter there. herO, he could afford to cancel. And ByuN, as he raced back home, the damage was done. The base was killed, the mineral line as well. GG. GG, well played. herO, he does bounce back. A very intense back and forth there in game 1. And I'm hoping for a game 3. I'm hoping we can get more of this. The pressure is now on ByuN. Let's go. Let us go. So we're now getting into game number 2. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ultra Love, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss, leading the series 1-0 after an intense and chaotic game 1. We'll see if he can clean it up and make it to the finals. It is herO. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran, representing Shopify. Again, he had some strong moments in that last game, but did falter towards the end. We'll see if he can bring it back and force the ace match. It is ByuN. And as we settle into game 2, a big shout out to 007. Gah, papi, gah. Shout out to 007 in the chat. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Hope you enjoyed the content. Hope you enjoyed the casting. I am very sleep deprived. Very sleep deprived. We have not gone to bed. It is 1 p.m. 1 p.m. here in Australia. Let's go. Let's go. We're almost there. We're in the semis, and we're nearing close to the finals. We'll get there. Then it's bed time. Then we wake up and we do it all over again. Let's go. As always. We'll power through this. herO does move out. As a reminder, in the last game, ByuN was able to pull off an eBay block. This time, no such thing. This time, herO can comfortably expand. And likewise, ByuN goes for a single gas opener into his natural. Sleepy time. Ah, yes. Bed time, bed time. Soon TM. Let's go. Let's go. There is a new event that's going to be taking place tonight. That is going to be the K-Cup. There's going to be a new event run by Kanoya. So big shout out to Kanoya. He's a French caster. He's going to be running a Korean-friendly event. That is going to be, let me just double check. That is going to be at, I want to say like 8:30 my time, 8:30 p.m. It's going to be at, sorry, 9:30 p.m. 9:30 p.m. That's going to be in 8 hours. In 8 hours from this message, we're going to be live with the Korean Cup. Going to be featuring some of your favorite Korean players. We'll get there. So I look forward to that. I should be well rested for that event. I should be well rested. Should be okay. So we're jumping into game number 2. Also, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Hey, Lex. Hope you are doing bien. Meanwhile, Twilight Council opener out of herO. If you recall, last game we did have ByuN going 3cc into 3 ranks. As you recall, that is something that we expect to see only once in the series. It is typically something reserved for some of these larger maps like Amygdala or Neon Violet Square or King's Cove. We saw it on Amygdala. We should not see it here in Ultra Love. As you can see, just command center into 111. So racks expand into 111, more standard build here, getting ready for some drop play. ByuN saying, get out of here. Hold on. It's like, leave my bases alone. Okay. ByuN, he said, I'm embarrassed. Hold on. What did herO respond with? I want to believe that he said, I'm embarrassed. Oh, he said cute. Let's go. As here he's able to get a scout of the main base, likewise ByuN going for his own drop across the map. As a reminder, this did get scouted, and here he should be able to react in time. Yep, does pull away. Probes, they almost line up. Ooh, medevac taking a lot of hits, and ByuN should back off. Again, blink is only halfway done, so ByuN, he should not lose this drop. He should be able to get away. Does get away. Hellions, they rotate, they're looking for an opening, and there is one. Yeah, they double back into the mineral line. Workers, they're lining up. Damage being done, so far getting 3 probe kills. Only 3, and a full scout. Gets a full scout of the base. Again, at least he gets some damage for his Hellions. Trading 1-to-1. That was 3 Hellions for 3 probes. Ooh, but the medevac did go down as well. So a more expensive loss there for ByuN. Meanwhile, herO, another hallucination. Another hallucination confirms the follow-up here, the tank production, the eventual 3-rack setup. Standard follow-up here out of ByuN. Here he also confirms like there's no tech lab on the starport, there's no Raven opener, there's no Banshee follow-up. Nothing quirky here. Nothing wild. So bueno también, I don't speak Spanish very well anymore. Ah, it's okay, it's okay. It's good enough, good enough. Ava, you're so fluent, papi. Oh my god. You're so, so fluent. Meanwhile, herO once again is being quite tech heavy. If you recall, we saw something similar last game. This is a bit of a later expansion, of course, but as I say, that is 2 gates. So 2 gates blink into a 3rd base. We did have a prioritization of the Robo initially into the Bay, now into Colossal production. herO, he hunts down the Raven. Again, no follow-up Banshee. That was a big loss there for ByuN. The Raven should not have gone down. That's where I feel like the fatigue, or the fatigue of being up all night, I feel like that comes into play here. Losing that Raven. ByuN from here getting to his 3rd TC. Building up into a longer game state. And again, herO is being greedy and getting into his own Colossus. Colossus and charge at the same time. herO trying to contain his opponents. ByuN is breaking out, and ByuN has potential if he moves that across the map with this. That's a lot of tanks. It's 3 tanks. Observer does spot the move out. herO's aware. Here he does catch reinforcements. Picking up Marines. ByuN does not turn around. All the boys being pulled. ByuN moving out. Okay, he's got 4 Marauders. 4 Marauders. 3 tanks. herO trying to engage. He does have force fields. Oh, almost got the medevac. Goes to the Guardian Shield. First Colossus has right. Observer goes down. Nice pickoff. And he wants those tanks, but he's not going to get them. Yeah, ByuN, he does siege in time. Here, he's up against the wall here. It's not going to be an easy hold. But ByuN, he backs off. He backs off. Charge is done, and here he's getting ready to try to collapse on the army. ByuN, he doesn't like what he sees. He pulls away. Does siege up in the center. Tank shots going up. Ooh, oh god, god. Yeah, brutal connections. Nice big offs here by ByuN. Get some tank loads on the stalkers. When's like gonna dance Despacito on stream? Oh no. Give me some cumbia, papi. Give me oh no. No dancing, papi, no dancing. Who do I look like, Jaime? I'm not Jim Rising, papi. I don't have the moves for it. Not like Jaime. Maybe one day. For now, though, ByuN, he does pull away. He does pull back with his tanks. What's important is that he does preserve them. The tanks have been preserved. Does maintain his position here at the 3rd base. Likewise, here he gets away with the defense. gets his 4th, and we're building up. We're building up towards the mid-game. Now, this time here, he does cut Colossus production earlier. If you recall, last game he went up to 3 Colossus and he was hyper aggressive with that. Here he cuts it 2 and he starts at Disruptors instead. So earlier Disruptors, second Robos on the way. herO, this does mean he's going to be taking more gases, does rush in, he double expands. Oh my god, this is very greedy. herO double expanding, getting a 4th base and a 5th. I mean, you could argue the 4th is late, that is true, but he does race into the 5th as well. Zealots, they run into the main army. They shouldn't get much done. Prism into the main base. Viking will shut this down as well. Not without unloading. SCVs are popping up. Oh my god. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 SCVs. Workers are going down. ByuN, he commits. He unsieges. He moves out. And these Zealots, they've gotten out of hand. They've gotten 13 SCVs. Oh, they still just keep going. Yeah, the target firing is brutal. 15 SCVs and a depot. ByuN, he wants to move out, he wants to fight. Prism is still behind the base. Vikings did miss it. Ooh, and we have some Dark Templar as well. DTs, they waddle in. We have 1 DT at the natural, 1 DT at the 3rd, 28 SCV. Oh my god. 28 SCVs. Prism comes back in, another warp in, more worker kills. And ByuN's being pulled apart. He's just being pulled apart. Finally, that Prism is going to go down. Ooh, yeah, does not survive. And ByuN defends. He can finally focus on this push. Now, on the one hand, did he lose a lot of workers? Yes, he lost a lot of SCVs, but that means his army's larger. He has a massive army. The tanks are exposed. Army dives in, shows those Novas. And Novas, they pop off. They get some okay connections. Tankan gets reset, and here he has to pull back. He has to get the hell out of here. He does pull away. Snipes the Vikings. Does snipe the Vikings, but here he needs warp ins. He needs extra warp ins. He does at least preserve some of those disruptors. Again, it was a very chaotic fight, but time is on hero's side. And ByuN, we gotta send it back. We gotta send it. Breaking down those rocks, pushing in towards that 3rd base. We're building up to 4 disruptors. Here he counterattacks, catching reinforcements. Nice moves. Getting a couple of Marines, blinks away. ByuN gets to move out. So ByuN is pulling back. Building up his ghosts. ByuN trying to resaturate his bases, trying to build up SCVs. Not going to be easy. But he's moving in. Here he attempts to surround, comes in too soon with those Zealots. Zealots, they get picked off. Stalkers, they threaten the flank. So far, ByuN trading well. Just a very delicate dance there from ByuN. Likewise here, he's the first to max out. He barely does get a glimpse of the drop. These are where all the ghosts are. ByuN, he can't afford to lose this. Bleeds out 1, 2 ghosts. 2 ghosts go down, he's got 1 ghost left. And he's being surrounded, he's being caught out. He has to get the hell out of here and he won't be able to. And we'll lose his ground army. Reinforcements force back. Medevacs, at least they survive. But ByuN is in trouble. He's hurting here. I mean, he's been in trouble ever since all that harass earlier. Nice juggling out of here. He saves the Colossus. Chases down the Marauders. Once again, juggling units back. Look at the Ghost. Ghost survives, but here he's not stopping. Here he's not stopping. He's not slowing down. He's going for the kill. He's got 4 Disruptors, 2 Colossus, and a maxed out Gateway army. You could argue he has too many Stalkers and doesn't have enough room for his Zealots, but regardless, I mean, supply is supply. It's efficient enough. Hey, Blinks on forward, checks out what little was left. Nice stim there from ByuN. He gets 1 Disruptor, but there's just too much here. The balls, they pop up. Some of them do connect. Enough of them connect. There's the blink. There's the dive. Boys are being pulled. GG gets called, and herO, he will take the series 2-0, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Congratulations here, herO. He will claim the series, he will advance on, but a shout out to ByuN, as ByuN, he did stay up all night competing, playing. ByuN did defeat herO last night. Here, as the night progressed though into the morning, herO was able to overcome. GG. GG, well played. herO does claim it, but a shout out to ByuN for making it this far. Oh my god, and what happened? Jesus. What happened in the lower semifinals? Because we have some updates. Also, as we get into the updates, a big shout out in the chat. Gab, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Ryan Victor is in the chat for the raid. Gab, I hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great ladder session. Hope you had a great time. And welcome, one and all, to the PiGosaur Monday number 25. Welcome to your weekly dose of PiGosaur action. This is an open tournament, and we are just now entering the grand finals. Checking out the finals, herO takes down ByuN 2-0. kyore takes down MaxPax. I would say an upset here. I mean, I know it's getting late, and I know that MaxPax, he also stayed up, and MaxPax, I'm sure, didn't sleep either. But yeah, kyore, he brings him down. Very impressive result there from kyore, as we have herO versus kyore in the grand finals in another TVP. I was expecting a PvP, not gonna lie. I was expecting Protoss versus Protoss, but that's not what we're getting. I mean, I guess technically kyore could off race, I guess, but yeah, crazy. So we are setting up. We are setting up our match. Are you translating the Korean directly or through Google somehow? I'm using I guess my phone. My phone has Google Translate on it, so I just activate the camera and then bam, I translate with my phone. My Korean is limited to like 3 words. 안녕하세요, 감사합니다, 사랑해, or 사랑해요, and like that's kind of it. Like a couple of words here and there. 진짜, like no, I cannot construct a sentence in Korean. No shot. Google Lens, papi, Google Lens. Just whip out the phone. But looks like Vitas are done. Vitas are done. Game 1 is going to be on Talisman. Game 2, Ultra Love. Game 3, Amygdala, Ley Lines, and Whispers of Gold as the final ace match, if we can make it that far. I'm hoping for a back and forth. You know, the semifinals was, I mean, both semifinals were a little bit more one-sided, so I'm hoping for a Game 4. I'm hoping for a Game 5, but the pressure is now on, and we are jumping into game number 1. Let's go. Jumping into that first game. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, here of Talisman, we have the red Protoss player, the red Protoss himself, currently teamless, representing himself. It is herO from South Korea. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player, the blue Terran, representing Team Liquid. It is kyore. And you know what time it is. It's Gamma time. If you're in the chat, predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we jump into our fresh best of 5. Let's go. Best of 5 has arrived. But now here, just being as annoying as possible, does actually delay the racks by a second or 2. So nice delay there from herO. But now pulling away. Likewise, Back at home setting up, and welcome one and all to Talisman. It is going to be a double gas opener out of Cure, so Cure is going for a faster factory, a delayed CC out of our Terran player, and in general here, we do have a bit of a quirkier map. Now, coming into Talisman, we do have two options for the low ground expansion. You can take the standard expansion here on the left, or you can take the more hybrid expansion on the right hand side. This is, of course, a little bit more lucrative, as it does have some gold minerals, but at the same time, it is a little bit more exposed. It's a little bit more isolated here on the right hand side. You can take this right hand base so and expand forward towards the center of the map and be hyper aggressive and kind of use this as a launch pad to go into like a 3 base all in and be aggressive and try to break the expansions of your opponents. We can see that herO is going for the standard natural though, and I would imagine that Cure will do the same. Oh, as is that factory again, double gas, so double gas into a factory first, delayed TC. We'll keep an eye on where the command center is thrown down. herO does pull away. Does pull away. I definitely didn't see the 1 and 3 as the score rather than the seeding. I was confused for a moment. Is this a bracket reset? No, no. There's no bracket reset. It's a fresh series, fresh best of 5. herO just took down ByuN 2-0. Cure just took down MaxPax 2-0. So fresh best of 5. No double elimination or anything like that. Here we go. Meanwhile, going to be a Twilight Council opener out of herO. So Twilight Council with the blink, standard opener. Reapers are moving out, and we are committing here into an extra wave of Reaper Hellion. As Reaper Hellion is moving out. And we'll see what Cure can get done. Now, ideally with this kind of opener, you do want to try to bust into a mineral line and try to wreak havoc. There are going to be some options here. He could even try to split up his Reapers and Hellions, so Hellions into the natural and maybe Reapers into the main. But as you can see here, the Reaper cliff is quite limited. This is the only one. So one Reaper cliff into the main base, and you have to gain access on the right-hand side as well. So it's a little bit more awkward, and herO is in position. And here we go. Reapers, they move in. They're headed towards the main. herO, he does spot this. Does react. Does focus on one of the Reapers. Boys are being pulled to deflect. Likewise, Hellions, they bust into the natural. They can two-shot. At first volley goes off. Oh my god, workers, they stack up. Oh my god, 2 probes. Split. Does split towards the end. 3 probes go down. Getting up to 4. Nice damage. 5 pro kills, nice damage towards the end for those Hellions, but bearing in mind that wasn't just 2 Hellions, that was the Reapers as well. So 2 Reapers and 2 Hellions do fall for 5 probes. I would say that's a decent trade, bearing in mind that Cure, he was also able to get some scouting information. He did confirm the tech, and the Reaper Hellion does not scale well into a longer game. Ideally, Cure, he wanted more damage, but it's okay. So to get some workers nonetheless, and he's not done. He's moving in with his Widow Mine drop. So Mine drop follow-up. Adept shades into, oh, not quite the main. Hallucination does instead. Does get eyes on the follow-up. On the tech lab on the starport. Widow Mines, they drop in. And herO, he should pull away in time. Whew, there we go. Does pull away. Baits out the shots. Medevac getting very low. Oh my god. Medevac almost goes down. And for all intents and purposes, the Medevac is locked down. Is locked down here, cannot regenerate HP or any shields or anything, so it's going to be stuck on 14 HP. And here he will leave a Stalker here in position. Likewise, a Stalker at the natural as well. And here he spots the Medevac. Meanwhile, going for a counterattack. Blink is done. He can blink in towards the main. He can try to at least. Blinks over. Tank is in position. herO, he doesn't know what he's blinking into. Now he does. He spots a tank. Gets a Marine, going for the depot. Getting some damage. Has to get out of here. Has to pull away. Oof. Bleeds out 2 Stalkers. 2 Stalkers for a depot. Not the best trade here from herO. Reaper into the main. And now we progress. Now we continue. herO getting his third base. Likewise, Cure throws out his third CC at the natural. Both players building up in towards that mid game. That's the auto target. That's one probe. One probe kill so far. herO hits the natural. Gets an SCV. This time it doesn't lose a Stalker. So nice little pickups here and there. When it comes to the follow-up here, he is going into delayed gases. He's going into earlier charge. We did see herO last series against ByuN. Time and time again, in both games actually, herO did go for faster Colossus production. Here, this is more standard as a follow-up. We have herO delaying Colossus and embracing charge instead. Now, he will eventually get into Colossus, don't get me wrong, but for now, he's going into a Gateway Explosion, +1, into Charge, into a Warp Prism as well. This is designed to punish an aggressing Terran. So here he's going to be heavily reliant on a Gateway army instead. Not on a Robo-based army, not yet. As here it does spot Cure. It's like Cure trying to open up that third. Going for the hybrid expansion. herO moving in with that prism. Now, Cure, he's moving out into the open here, and my biggest concern is that Cure, he cannot defend his main. Prism is going to slip in, and right now Cure, he is stuck outside the bases. Now, he will have production, thankfully. Cure does saturate that third. Stalkers, will they get punished? But here come those Zealots, right into the main. So dive into the main mineral line. SCVs are going to be going down, going for a warp in as well. Likewise, Zealots, they try to collapse on that third base. 9 shots are going off. So far, no major damage. Curie's keeping up. And I'm not so sure here can break this. Zealots, they push forward. But yeah, Cure, he will hold. Cure, he will hold on. Likewise, Cure, he deflects the drop. He deflects the main army. And Cure defends. Cure, he defends well. Personally, I was concerned about that drop into the main. Oh! I was concerned. But Cure, he shuts it down. Cure reinforcing, once again moving in. Gets a tank. Takes down one of the tanks. Does try to force a friendly fire. Can he get the final tank? Barely not. Yeah, he barely will not get that tank. Cure's holding. Cure, he holds, he defends. He does overextend, fighting out of range of the tank. Last, he cleans up all those Zealots. Here, he has to retreat. And from here, he is, I would say, falling behind, actually. Here, he's down in workers. He has a worse economy, as his opponent has gold mineral income. herO does not. herO going for a late 4th expansion. Here, he was essentially 3 base all in. Like, this 4th base is so late. And Cure, he breaks out. He breaks out. He's snowballing out of control. Cure, he cannot be stopped. Again, here, he had to do more damage, and he failed to do so. And Cure, he can push into the 3rd, but for now, he's going for the 4th. Yeah, denies the 4th base. Secure damage. Cure now moving in. herO going for a DT counterattack. herO getting desperate. He'll get some damage, don't get me wrong. We'll get some damage. SCVs are going down, but there are the scans. Scan at the natural. But still Dark Templar in the main. In every base, actually. And these DTs, they are giving herO a chance. Oof. Yeah, they're giving him a chance. As he's still getting more damage. Cure, he doesn't move in. Oof, my shot goes off. But the warp-in will complete. herO catching out some of the army. No shot. herO, he holds. herO, he holds back at home. Those Dark Templar, they're the MVPs. They're dragging herO back in this game. He should be dead. He should be dead here, and the Prism is going to be chased down. But Cure, he races all the way back home. He gives up on the 3rd base, forces a liftoff. And herO, he recovers. I don't know, that's crazy. I mean, we know how, with the power of the Dark Templar. DTs they popped off. That was what, 25 SCV kills. I mean, here he was dead in the water. He had nothing to defend, but now he has a Colossus. Now he has 2 Colossi. Extra warp pins, another expansion, center base is being taken. Of course, Kira's still in this. Kira still has the greater army. But it's a lot closer than it once was. A lot closer here. As Kira, he was looking solid. Now he stims in. Nice concave. He wants a Colossus. He's going to get 1. Yep, 1 Colossus goes down. And he wants the other. Nice force fields. Force fields, they do lock down the army. Vikings moving forward, but they overextend. Oh, they do get the Colossus though. Nice drop. Yeah, dropping the Colossus. Kira, he will clean this up. Catching at the Immortal, the Colossus, the Sentry. Oh, another Colossus out in the open. Here he gets into the mineral line once again. He gets in. Gets 8 more SCV kills. Once again, crippling the economy. Kira, he's down to 35 SCVs. He barely has an economy. And again, here, he should have gone down minutes ago when Kira was knocking down this base. Now he's returned. But this might be too late here. Colossus pushing in. I'm loving the spread here from Hero, but GG gets called. Hero, he will break the army, and Hero takes game number 1. Whew. GG. Very impressive game there by Hero. Hero, he was dead in the water. Like, things were looking dire for Hero. Hero, he lost his main army, he lost his economy, he lost his base. He was down in every aspect there. But the Dark Templar, those DTs, they cripple the economy, and they force Kira back home. Now, to be fair, it wasn't just the DTs. If you remember, it was the DTs initially, and then the Warp Prism. Then the Warp Prism survived the Widowmine shot, got the Warp Pins in the main base, and with the help of that Warp Prism, with the help of those Warp Pins, that forced Kira back home. That forced him to respond because he was losing far too much. And in that moment, he defended. He defended his 3rd base. He was able to hold on, take his own 4th, and overwhelm. GG. GG, well played. A very impressive comeback there by Hero. And that leads us into game number 2. Leads us into game number 2. I was looking at the army supplies had there as well, and again, Kira, he was like up in supply for the entirety of the second half of that game. But he couldn't make use of it. Like, if you remember, like, while the DTs were wreaking havoc, Kira, his main army was just left outside the base, was just left outside of Hero's base, wasn't able to achieve anything with it, as he was struggling to defend, as he was scrambling to defend back at home. GG. GG, well played. With that, we're getting into game 2. We're going to be loading into Ultra Love. Let's go. Let us go. And we'll see if Hero can continue that reign, continue his streak, or if Cure can bounce back. He can bounce back and make a series out of this. Looks like our players, they need a moment. We go. Catching up. Kira played really well. DTs are tough to multitask against unless you already have detection. Yeah, I mean, his scans were solid. As you mentioned, it was a combination, right? It was a combination of the Dark Templar. Because they were distracting Cure, it allowed for the prison to come in as well. So together, like, that's where it really became a problem. Where Hero, he wasn't just killing workers, he was also camping the production, right? And picking off Marines, picking off Marauders. Became very difficult there for Cure to handle that situation. Especially because initially he didn't want to turn around with his army, of course. Didn't want to turn around, but in the end he was forced to. And with that, that leads us into the next game. And spawning in the top right hand corner of Ultra Love, we have our South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss, leading the series 1-0. But it's the best of 5. Plenty of games ahead of us, plenty of games to come. It is herO. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Terran player, the blue Terran representing Team Liquid from South Korea. Down in the series, we'll see if he can bounce back. It is herO. Go. So now settling in. Going to be settling in here once again. Double gas opener out of Cure, going for the faster factory, and here it does move out with its initial probe scout. So here he does move out. Kira setting up back at home. Big throw. Oh, don't be a clown, Bappy, don't be a clown. I feel like very often whenever someone says that, it's often, I don't know, just a very reductive way of referring to the game. It also like takes like agency away from the player that pulled off the comeback as well. herO in that case, where he did claw his way back in, despite being behind, despite being in a rough position. That's from here. We do have our initial openers. From here, we'll see if we do open up Reactor Reaper Hellion. So we'll see if we go Reaper Hellion. From here, we can also go into early Cyclone production. We can go for early tank production as well. Here, he has options. He has options here with his double gas. We'll see where this leads us. If you remember, last game, he did go into Reaper Hellion without a reactor, and he was able to get 4 probe kills. I believe it was 4 probes for 2 Reapers and 2 Hellions. Or sorry, it was, I think, 5 probes even. It was okay damage. It was okay. This time you can see he doesn't make any additional Reapers and any Hellions at all. So just a single Reaper opener, and Cure, he goes much faster here into his Widow Mines. So setting up for a mine drop. So Cure, he does get into his own Widow Mine production earlier. With this, he can go into maybe a triple Widow Mine drop. And it's going to be on herO to scout. Here he moves out with that hallucination. We'll check the natural. We'll get eyes in the main. And does confirm, yeah, the Widow Mine production is aware. Is aware of what's going on. Baits at the mine shot. Back at home, how many gateways? Now, we have seen herO be very fond of 2-gate blink into a third base today. He did it both games against ByuN. And speaking of 2-gate blink, once again, 2-gate blink stalker setting up for a third. So we have a very yep, there it is, third base on the way. So very greedy build here by herO. 2-gate blink has fallen out of favor quite heavily in the meta, to be honest. Like, outside of today, I don't remember the last time I've really seen it used multiple times in a series. Even MaxPax doesn't do this. It's typically considered safe to just go 3-gate blink into blink aggression into a later third instead. But here he's just cutting corners, just cutting a lot of corners here, and is getting away with it. Meanwhile, Widow Mine drop comes in. Again, it's going to be triple Widow Mines. Mine drop goes off. Here he pulls away in time. Does pull away. Takes down 3 Widow Mines, or 3 probes. Ooh, nice connection towards the end. Gets a Stalker. Here he will defend, but with some losses. Now, what's a little bit scary is that the medevac is on 4 HP. So another Widow Mine drop, I mean, the potential is there to go back in and get another shot off. So herO, he has to leave supply back at him to defend while he takes his third. Meanwhile, Cure, he didn't see the timing of the third base, and he didn't confirm the gateway count either, not completely. So here, he doesn't know how greedy Cure doesn't know how greedy herO has been. I think Cure would say himself it was a throw. We'll never know. Sure, because I would never ask him that. why would anyone do that? That's, yeah. Be weird. As Kira is moving out. That's not the hill to die on. Not at all. And so far, again, Kira's right here. He was skipping warp bins. He was skipping warp bins. He had less gateways. We'll see if he can collapse on those tanks. He blinks in. He gets one. Takes down one tank, but the Stalkers are going to be punished. They barely get the second tank as well. Oh, and with that, he will hold. Whew. He will hold on. Takes down both tanks. Marines, they get forced back. Widow and Job comes back in. Hero, does he pull away in time? Oh my god. Does pull away. Despite that, 5 workers do fall, so decent damage here. And the Widowmine survives once again. Widowmine does survive. And with that, here he gets away with a better economy. As a reminder, here he went for a very greedy build early on, rushing to that third base. Now he's able to take advantage of it. Likewise, blinking into the main. Tank count was reset, and combat shields is going to be denied. I'm sure he was hoping for Stim. Stim was on the other tech lab. Regardless, nice pickoff. I mean, getting Stim would have been brutal. Like that would have been borderline game then and there. Thankfully, Stim will complete. With Stim finishing, Curie can now vie for map control. But without his CC is going to be exposed. Getting a CC on location, so greedy here. If herO knew, he could just deny. But herO has no idea. He has no idea the base is being taken. I mean, only a madman will get his third base on location. And Curie's getting away with it. Let's go. Yeah, the CC will complete. herO doesn't check. For now, being distracted. Cannon does deal with the Widowmine. And Curie breaks out. Curie breaks out, going for more mine drops. Widowmine's into the mineral line. herO, he does pull away. Oh, nice connection here on the sentry. Nice pickup. Sentry goes down. Sentry does fall. Cure, he backs off. He does get that base up and running. Likewise, now he has Stim. He can take a head-on fight. Here he has to back off. Does respect the army. Pulls away for now. And as the dust settles here, he's claiming his 4th base and now getting into Colossus production. Now, bearing in mind, Colossus production was delayed in favor of charge. But the first one is now on the way. So we're getting into the mid-game. Mine drop back in. There is that cannon to defend. Widowmines. Oh my god. That was close. The mine shots do not go off. Hi. They didn't connect. Secure again, he breaks out. Without the Colossus, these Stalkers, they have to back off. Just trying to slow down the army. I believe there's one Colossus back at home. Plenty of charge lots. Ooh, and here it comes in from behind. Snipes the tank. Nice pick off. Setting up for the surround. Kira, he has to get out of here. He has to get out. Does have to pull away. He's being chased down, losing every single Widowmine. Kira, he stims back home. And herO, once he does consolidate his army, he can keep pushing. He can keep on going. Now there's 0 tanks, 0 Widowmines. Ghosts are not out yet either. There's no Ghost Academy. herO's moving in. herO, he does break through. Yeah, Zelda's top of the Marauders. The Colossus, they just rain down on the bio. Yeah, rough fight for Cure. And GG. GG gets called. Cure, he bleeds out far too much here. And herO, he will take a 2-0 lead. Whew, GG. Again, a very greedy build here out of herO. We saw that Cure, he tried to punish him. A lot of this game came down to the first tank push. If you remember, there's 2 tanks across the map when Cure was pushing in towards that 3rd base. And herO, he went for a crazy maneuver. He blinked on forward. He dove on those 2 tanks. And he barely sniped them. once those tanks went down, I mean, herO, he got away with it, right? He got away with the greed, he got away with his third base, his fourth base. It was right after that where herO sniped combat shields. Wasn't a big snipe, but again, it just showed just how much control herO had after that fight. And Cure had to relinquish it, had to relinquish that control. He was stuck at home. Again, kind of overextended previously. I mean, it would have been ideal if he was able to pull off that push and that attack, but in the end did lose everything as a result. GG. GG, well played. And herO, he is now one game away from claiming the series. One more game is all he needs. And we'll see if Cure can bounce back. Again, a lot of these games have been intense, and I don't really put a lot of fault on Cure, especially in that last game, just because herO has been playing pretty... How do I want to put this? In a very odd way. In a very odd way, he's been quite greedy here. As I mentioned before, 2 gates into a third base has been very out of fashion. It's very out of meta nowadays. As I was mentioning before, we cast a lot of TVPs on this channel, and I can't recall the last time we've actually really seen that multiple times in a series, let alone a broadcast, which also, same, like herO, he did the same build against ByuN as well. He has been getting away with it. We are getting ready for game 3. And Amygdala is one of the larger maps in the map pool. If our players wanted to be greedy, it would make a lot of sense here. I don't see Cure going 3 CC 3 racks on this map, not quite like ByuN, but he has potential. Here we go. Getting stim would have been a game ending. Yeah. I mean, yeah. 100%. So it's happened before. So we are setting up. Just making sure we get everyone invited. Again, shout out to all the other casters. We have Mapu, we have Dave Testa, we have Bo Mioja, Rocklets as well, Enki of course, El Hermoso. Ah, este Enki. Did Cure go down to the boomer build? I don't think I would call it that. I wouldn't go that far. But old school for sure. When I say old school, I mean like a year ago, right? The meta just does change over time. But it was a lot more prevalent a year ago instead. Here we go. We're getting to our next game. We are loading into Amygdala. We're just waiting for our players. Our players are now ready. We're good to go. And again, I'm hoping for a back and forth. I'm hoping for a game 4, a game 5. But alas, the pressure is now on Cure. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Amygdala, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the Red Protoss leading the series 2-0, one game away from claiming it all and becoming our champion. It is herO. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran representing Team Liquid, already causing an upset here in this tournament. I didn't want to gloss over it, but remember, he 2-0'd MaxPax earlier in the semifinals. We'll see if he can fight back against herO. It is Cure. Here we go. And I'm sure that all Cure wants is a standard TVP. I'm sure that's all he wants. That's all he wants. And again, herO, he's been anything but standard. As has been cutting corners, being greedy at times, being overly aggressive at others. I mean, that's the power of herO, is that herO, he is a lot more unorthodox. He's willing to mix it up. He's willing to take risks, cut corners, and take those chances. More so than MaxPax. MaxPax, he's a little more solid of a player. I would say that when it comes to like standard play, that's where MaxPax can thrive. That's where his strengths lie. herO, his strengths being a little more unpredictable, right? Being a little more difficult to read. And of course his control, his micro. As for now, once again, double gas. Every game so far in this series, double gas opener. We have seen Cure mix it up. If you remember, game 1, he went Reaper Hellion into a commitment into Reaper Hellion. Game 2, he went for earlier Widowmine, so he went for a triple Widowmine drop. Game 3, what do you have for us? What do you got? As he is going Reactor first. Reactor first out of Cure. Into double Reaper. Now from here, he can go into a second wave and go up to 4 Reapers and 2 Hellions. We'll see if he commits into additional Reapers or just makes 2. Then into Marine production. As Reaper Hellion is on the way. Likewise, Stargate opener. I mean, we spoke earlier about herO mixing it up, and for the first time this series, Stargate play. Now, Stargate openers are more common on these larger maps, as it looks like we are committing into additional Reapers and Hellions, so a big commitment here from Cure. I would like to see an Oracle first. If we do open Oracle, then herO, he will have the tools to defend, as the Oracle can deal with this real fast and real quick, defensively, I mean. But Stargate openers, they can leave you vulnerable, they can be very risky as well. It's very rare to see them on smaller maps, but on larger maps like Amygdala, like Neon Violet Square, Abyssal Reef, that's where Stargate play can be more viable. As the army gets spotted and the Oracle is rallied home. And if Cure were to attempt to commit, the Oracle will shut this down. Cure getting to his own 1-1-1, into his own Mind Drop follow-up. He does make 4 Reapers and 2 Hellions, and again, he wants to bust into that mineral line. We'll see if he can. As the Reapers are denied, they cannot get into the main. They're blocked off. They're trying to, but they don't quite make it in. Nice SimCity there by herO. Yeah, the Oracle's on the hunt. The Oracle commits and gets 1 Reaper. Gets 1 so far. Gets 1, chases down the other. Or at least tries to. Is almost out of NG. Oh, does barely get it. 2 Reapers go down, and you can see already Cure is deflected. Cure, he's completely deflected, and so far this is a rough start for Cure. If you recall, you want to at least trade 1-to-1. You want to at least get into the mineral line and get, 4 or 5 probe kills, but Cure gets nothing. Gets nothing. He at least does preserve some of these units, and he's able to gain map control, and he's able to take control of the Zonagas, but this is a, so far, better start for herO. Now, at least Cure did force herO to show his hand, so Cure back at home, setting up. We have Cyclones on the way, building up Marines, getting ready the mineral lines. The chances of herO getting economic damage are that much lower now that he's shown his hand. So Cure is getting ready back at home. Oracle dips in. As the army gets baited in. Now, it's a nice bait, it's a nice stasis, but there's no real follow-up here as the Oracle does run into the Widowmine. Mind Shot goes off, takes down the Oracle. Nice pick off here from Cure. Very nice pick off. Shuts down the Oracle. Meanwhile, herO, he does reinforce and still making more Phoenixes. With that Widowmine, herO, he's going for... Oh, there's one more. One more Widowmine here in the mineral line. Shot goes off. Shot does go off, but here he commits. SCVs are going down. And Cure out of position. He'll bleed out 6 SCVs. 6 workers do fall. Likewise, Cure, he attempts a scout. Scout gets denied. He at least gets eyes on the 3rd. And as we settle into this game, a big shout. Thank you so much to Just Me Executor. God, thank you so much. Thank you so much for subscribing once again with Twitch Prime. Thank you so much. Do appreciate the support. Thank you. For 2 months. Thank you so much. as we are here in the finals. We're in the finals. If you're just now tuning in, we're in the finals of PiGosaur Monday. We're hoping for a longer series here, but right now herO's up 2-0. And we'll see if he can close this out. So far, herO, he misses the rotation. He misses the main army until now. Until this moment. herO, he's racing on over, trying to catch reinforcements. The boys are being pulled. It's a 2-base all-in. It's all or nothing. Either herO ends the game here and now, or he dies trying. And herO, he doesn't see this. Not completely. herO, he now spots the SCVs. Here are the Phoenixes. They weren't able to pick off any medevacs. They're coming from behind. Yeah, they go for the dive. They pick off the Widow Mines. The Widow Mines get lifted. Alas, he can't fully engage. Still 2 more mines. herO taking the slow. The longer this goes on, the better it is for herO. There we go. Lifts up the Widow Mines once again. Yeah, not a single mine shot goes off. SCVs are going down. Lifts up a couple of Marines. Oh, it's getting close here. He needs more Zealots. Yeah, probes are being pulled as well. Yeah, messy defense here from herO. And it looks like herO, he barely might have enough. It's going to be close. Up, the probes are going down. But he can afford to lose it. He can afford to lose that mineral line. He needs those warp ins. He pulls back. Again, picking up 1 Marine at a time. Whatever he can get. Whatever he can. Widow Mines are waddling in, and the Phoenixes are running out of NG. They're running out of support, running out of steam. herO, he's so close to breaking herO. Pushing further in. Oof. Macho goes off. Depower's one of the gateways. One of the gates barely gets depowered. Immortal has arrived. We have turrets on the... Let's go! We have turrets on the way. But herO, with these warp-ins, might be enough. It'll come down to the lifts. Might just going off. Decent connections. Yeah, Widow Mines on the charge lots. Zealots go down. Still a handful of Marines left. Here he has to pull away. He has to pull away. Bleeds out the Immortal. Massive pickoff. But the Zealots, they get on top of the Marauders. Yeah, they're moving in. Zealots move in. Marauder goes down. And herO holds. herO, he does hold on. A close hold. GG gets called. herO, he survives. And herO will claim the series 3-0, becoming this week's PiGosaur Monday champion. GG. GG, well played. A very intense all-in. Again, herO, he did miss the all-in. He did miss the SCVs up until that final moment. And it was a tough call to make, but some very nice control with those Phoenixes. Time and time again, he did target those Widow Mines. He was able to lift the Widow Mines, and out of the initial 4 to 5 Widow Mines, I think only 1 mine shot went off. Like, or if that. So Widow Mines were shut down until the end. Likewise, Cyclone got targeted as well. So really nice pickoffs there from those Phoenixes. That could have been a cleaner defense if herO had seen this ahead of time. He could have tried to pick away at the medevacs and slow down the army earlier. But it was a very last second defense. And with that, herO, he barely survives. GG, well played. Congratulations. herO is our champion. But a shout out to Cure. A big shout out to Cure, because Cure, he fought very well here tonight as he did take down MaxPax. I would say a crazy upset. Like MaxPax, he is usually making deep runs in these tournaments, but he does fall to Cure just barely in those semis. We didn't get to cast that series. I believe Pig did cast that series instead, so he's got you covered with those VODs. I believe he did cover all of that, but we at least covered the upper run instead, with ByuN, with SHIN, and with herO. It was a lot of good fun, a lot of intense matches there as well. GG, well played. And hope you all enjoyed yourselves. Hope you all had a great time here. Again, when it comes to Cure versus herO, it did seem like game 1 was the closest, just because we did mention that Cure, he did have a lead. He was ahead. He was able to take a better fight on his side, and he had momentum. He was ahead in workers, ahead in army. But in game 2 and game 3, those were more in favor of herO. A little more in control, a little more dominant from the Protoss side. And unfortunately, we were denied a longer series. We were denied a game 4, denied a game 5. GG, well played. But with that, we are going to be wrapping up this morning. Again, a bit of a shorter broadcast here, only 3.5 hours. So usually we go for at least 4, so a little bit shorter, which I'm happy for. I am incredibly tired. It is 2 p.m. here in Australia. I've yet to go to bed, yet to sleep. I would love to get some rest at some point. And as you can see, we have the rest of our schedule. So we're on Tuesday. We're here on Tuesday. We just wrapped up the PiGosaur Monday. Later on this evening at 7:30 p.m. KST, that's going to be at 9:30 p.m. we have the K Cup. That is a new tournament, and it might become a regular. We'll see. It might become a regular tournament. We'll definitely keep an eye on it. That is an event run by Kanoya. That is a French caster, and it is a Korean-centric tournament. I believe it is open to all regions, but it's at a more Korean-friendly time. So a more Korean-friendly time, and it is an open cup. So far, we have some insane signups. Let me just quickly double-check. We have our regulars, I should say. So players like ByuN, Cure, Dark, SHIN, Honmono. Un momento. As I double check the brackets. I got you. So we have Dark, Zaun, Ryung, Cure, Bunny, herO, ByuN, Creator, Solar. So again, the players you would expect to see when it comes to these Korean events, they're going to be facing off in tonight's broadcast, so do tune in, do look forward to that. We did have to reschedule. We were originally going to be covering the Enki Pro Series show matches, but then this event got announced, so we're going to be focusing and prioritizing the K-Cup, and we'll be catching up with the Enki Pro Series show matches next week. It's going to be next week instead. 7 hours, 12 minutes till the next stream. Yes, 7 hours. 7 hours till the next stream. Here we go. So that is going to be our next broadcast in 7 hours. So if you're still around, I know it's going to be a rough time for the Americas region. So if you're in the Americas, you're probably going to be asleep at that time. But it's a little bit better for the Europeans and, of course, people living in Korea or Oceania, Southeast Asia. So that's the event in 7.5 hours. I'm just gonna go and get some sleep, get some rest, and wake up in time for it. Tomorrow we're gonna be live with the Kung Fu Cup replay cast of StarCraft Evolution. We have the Pond cast, Code for Giants Cup, KSL, SDO. Plenty of content throughout the week, plenty of StarCraft to come. Look forward to it. Do look forward to it. It's going to be a blast, I'm sure. Plenty of content, plenty of StarCraft. As always, we are live on a daily basis. Now, we do have 2 half days off. Usually we only have half a day off a week, but we are gonna make it like I guess 1 day off a week, like 2 half days. 2 half days is gonna be our new attempted schedule. It's a little bit difficult because we have to like push back some events. Like if we wanted to, we could cast twice a day, every day, 100%. We've done that before, but we're trying to, you know, balance our lives a little bit, you know, have a little bit of free time to do other things. So that's the current goal here, at least for 2025, is to have some free time to do something other than just eat, sleep, and play and cast StarCraft. So that's the goal, that's the plan. What this does mean is that tomorrow we can ladder, we can stream on my personal channel, !light in the chat. And I do I typically only get to stream whenever we're not casting, but we're casting so often that I haven't streamed in like 2 weeks, so I don't really get to ladder too often. But because of these days off that we have, or these evenings off that we have, I should be able to stream, I should be able to ladder, so you can follow me there if you're interested. Again, I'm very rusty when it comes to StarCraft, because again, I haven't played in like 2 weeks, and even then, like I just rarely get to play nowadays because we're casting so often. But look forward to it. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I do enjoy laddering, I do enjoy playing StarCraft, I just don't get to very often, unfortunately. So you can be there for the smooge, papi. You can be there for the smooge. Otherwise, we also play Final Fantasy. We stream Final Fantasy 14, and I am also attempting to play through Final Fantasy 16 as well. I got Final Fantasy 16 for my birthday back in October last year, and I barely been able to play it. Like, we just haven't had time, unfortunately. We've just been so busy with all this StarCraft, so I haven't had time to play Final Fantasy 16. It's been an experience so far, and we'll get through it eventually. One day we'll be able to play. One day. Pursue your other hobbies. Find a balance. Take self-care. True. I mean, say other hobbies. I mean, this is all that we do right now. But yeah. I mean, I would appreciate at least, you know, being able to like have some time to like go for a walk. You know, go to the gym, workouts. look after yourselves, all that good stuff. Nice balance, ideally. Oh god. For now though, we're wrapping up. For now though, we're going to be wrapping up here. So thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you wish to follow us, !socials in the chat. As you will get a link to our social medias, our Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Discord, all things CranKy Ducklings. So we do upload on YouTube on a daily basis. If you see something that you like here, if you're like, yo, I want to tune into the Korean Cup, but it's not in my time zone, I'm not going to be awake for it, then check out the VODs on YouTube, because they're there every single day. Plenty of VODs, plenty of content, plenty of StarCraft. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for the support, and we'll see you guys either later tonight or tomorrow. We'll see you next time. Until then, hasta luego. Ciao, papi, ciao. Hasta luego.